You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and
Almost got it right. Hello there. Welcome to the Flesh and Blood podcast. I'm Siobhan. Cries on the phone so they might understand. Signs his farewell with a squeeze of his hand. Let's meet the plucky girl assistants. Right, well, down there we have the Brian. Hello, the Brian. And as always, we ask, are you still American?
Maybe.
Ooh.
Not quite sure.
Ooh, interesting development here. Next,
70%.
we
I'll lure you back.
Twinkies.
we have somebody who's trying desperately not to move at all much. So that's just over there. It's our very own, oh yes, Dr. Sinister. Hello.
Hello there.
Everybody's favorite dictator. Yay!
By law,
Yes.
everyone's favourite dictator.
Great common sense law. We love that.
Oh dear. And then
If I
finally,
may for just 1 second.
yeah.
Apparently we're also having a thunderstorm outside right now. So if I
Hooray!
vanish, fair warning.
Yeah, mine's he's been on the fritz, so I wouldn't worry. Ah dear. Finally, down there, we have a man who has a pet jellyfish called Peter, and he plays the bon tempi organ. It's the area known as Spanky.
It is an area, and it is very, very.
It's very
I
Spanky.
bless you all. May the luck of the Spankish be with you.
Hello, Retta.
It's funny, he doesn't look
Alright.
Spankish.
So,
I know
first
for
of
a
all-
fact Auntie is a quarter Spankish on her mom's side.
Are you fluent in Spankish?
I am, in fact.
That'll
And
explain
I
a great
bless you
deal.
today with this. May your neighbor's rooster have a sore throat.
I've done it again. I've bloody done it again, haven't I? I've forgotten my lighter. However, I don't have to stand up to.
Here, you can have
So
this
hand
one,
back
catch.
Thank you.
It went up,
Um,
but then it went back down.
You realize you're supposed to
We'll have
use
to edit
wooden
that.
matches, right? Preserves the flavor.
No, it
I'm sorry.
doesn't actually, because you get the sulfur in the flavour of the tobacco. The match
Yeah.
sulfur. So it's not that nice.
Yeah, because of course tobacco's so healthy, isn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, definitely. Right. So, first of all,
We
apologies
cannot
for
get
last
this
week.
thing to play.
The heat and my illness don't go well together, and by last Sunday, I just wanted to die. So I did, which was nice. So my apologies. We did manage to find dinosaurs this week. It's on the YouTube channel. We looked at two found dinosaurs on a spaceship in space, didn't we? We did.
The space monsters.
Yes. Next Friday, 9 o'clock UK time, 4 p.m. Eastern, we're looking at Legends of the Sea Devils. Mainly because Sinister and I are away the following week. Yeah, I know, but it has to be done. We have to complete
Just
it.
saying,
We have to complete
that was a
it.
rough show.
Well, you
It'll
never know.
correct
Coming
the
back to
I
it.
may want. I would prefer Warriors of the Deep to that.
Ooh. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
he went there, Sin. He went there.
Jeez, that's a tough one.
Uh-huh. He's not wrong.
Wow.
I really am.
So, so next Friday is Legend of the Sea Devils, which we'll talk all over for you, which is, well, possibly.
We'll probably spend most of the time not actually talking about the episode.
No, because normally if
Just
there's an episode
one-
that doesn't grab us, we just start babbling.
Just so long as you realize, as you point out, that the Sea Devils
Yeah.
look like Power Ranger villains.
I can't make that comparison because I never watched Power Rangers.
It's on
Because
YouTube.
I'm not
I'll
a
take that, yeah.
child.
Watching
I've seen
Doctor
Power
Who.
Rangers.
That's a
Watching
family
Doctor
show,
Who.
thank you very much. And it was always made by the BBC Drama Department, not the Children's Department. And other excuses I've had to constantly trot out throughout the 54 years of my existence.
Remind me, what was one of those first series we watched? Tomorrow, People?
Yes, yes.
Wonderful,
Wonderful, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. I love the disco clothes.
Sorry, I'm waiting for a reason for you to bring that up.
It's just one of those, other not children's shows that you watched.
I know, that was a children's show.
It was.
It was a children's show. Doctor Who's never been a children's show because it was always made by the drama department. A fact that the children's department of the BBC got rather pissed off about.
Our children
Doctor
not allowed
Who
to
was
watch
an
drama or something in
unloved
England?
child when it started. Dear, right.
It was educational.
And informative, and yes,
That's
quite.
a dirty word.
Right, so we're going to do what we normally do. Dr. Sinister, how was your week?
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's nice. Fair enough. Yeah, good. Brian?
It was a week. It was several days strung together. That's about all I can say about it. Really, to protect the innocent.
Spell that, please.
As opposed to.
We have. We'll talk to the Spank monster. Spanky,
Yes, ma'am.
it's Siobhan here, Auntie Siobhan. Yeah, here at the retirement home of time.
At the retirement home of time.
I'm letting you have that one. That was a good one. How's your week?
Sorry. It was a very strange week because, the show last week, which everybody thinks there wasn't one, but we have to have the whole one covered up and lie and say there wasn't one because they're not ready for that whole conspiracy to come out. And now they'll be searching on the internet, find that missing show because we revealed all of the, the Trump tape and we solved the Kennedy murder.
And all the behind-the-scenes stuff, yeah.
Yes, all of that we did. Everything was revealed in that show, so, folks,
Spanky,
it's out there. The truth is out there. Go get it.
can you put your microphone down a little bit towards your mouth, please?
It was a very busy week. Sorry, I didn't know if I could Trump
Right.
over here.
Okay.
Could you hear me at all, like when I was babbling?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay, cool.
I'm afraid
Yay.
My favourite bit of last week's show that didn't happen was when we unveiled the Princess Diana murder conspiracy.
so.
Oh, yes.
That was so gripping.
That was one of
I can't
the
believe they
most-
made us erase that.
Who would have
Understand.
thought Michael Barrymore? Oops.
I'm just saying. Thank God.
The
We made all
opinions
those
and
multiple
views
copies and
presented
hid
by
them
the
on the
hosts
dark
of the
web.
Flashing Blade are the responsibility of each one of them and do not represent the views of the...
And the
It's okay,
CIA
nobody watches
involved?
us
I know
anyway.
nobody watches us.
I was so shocked.
Yeah, I know.
Did you just
House of the
laugh?
Dragon. I said no.
No.
Adam was asking me about that earlier.
I
so we're
might
gonna
watch
that.
it.
I'm waiting on Rings of Power.
To be honest with you, I just don't. It's just not grabbed me. So
I'll watch the first episode to see if I get sucked in, but really, it all depends on how the first couple go. And I'm not looking forward to the Rings of Power at all.
Really?
No.
I thought it was going to be like a Silmarillion kind of a thing. I'm hoping anyway.
I'm prepared to be very disappointed by everything.
I'm with you on that.
I have to say, fantasy, it's okay, but it's generally not my thing.
says the man holding on to Gargantos.
He's just chewing on the tentacle. It's like sushi.
Fair enough. Well,
Little
yeah,
footplay,
it's
right,
a tapas.
Get the
It's
heater
like a
running.
large version of Klingon Gach.
No, there
Now,
you go.
Klingons would
But it's
appreciate
supposed to
the
be
garbage
served
scrap.
alive and squirming. Look at that. It's lifeless.
That's what
Call
you
that
think.
Gach?
It's moving
moves.
so
It
needs to be
slowly. you
battery
can't
operated.
actually read
Not
it.
of his own
tentacles
free
do
will.
One at a time, please.
That'd be great.
We're getting We're carrying the wave a little bit because we're so happy to be here with each other.
Mhm.
News
And that we
Together.
survived last week because when the SAS and the Delta Force broke into our various studios and attacked, there's a moment there with the hand-to-hand combat, and I thought none of us were going to make it out, but here we are.
Yeah.
I was amazed the monkeys fought so well.
Those monkeys can fight. My God.
I mean,
Hitting
you
guys with
think
typewriters?
that all that they're good for is writing the script, but no, monkey armies. I'm
And the monkey
all
was
for
"Eh,"
it.
Can I just say thank you to the future historians for coming back in time and interfering with what happened and saving
Warning
us?
us.
Yes.
basically.
Mhm.
Warning us, getting
Yes.
us
We
were
a chance
supposed
to
to be
release
dead, right?
the monkeys.
That would have been the end of the show right there. It was supposed to be, but the future historians, broke the
By the way,
time code, and
Spanky,
here
we
are.
do
They
actually
are.
have 2 missing episodes of The Flashing Blade,
Mhm.
which
Now 3.
really-
At least.
at least.
We know that there's 2 that have been recorded, but they'll never ever get edited or broadcast.
There's a
Well, see,
Vidiprog
because
somewhere that I've
the
never
future
edited.
historians
One at a time,
came
please.
back and interfered with time. Actually, last week's episode is actually 2 complete episodes. The one where we die and then the one where we live. So
No, I'm talking about the audio podcast.
they're both
love.
on the dark web, folks. See if you can find them.
It's the audio podcast. Ian, bless him. Ian and Steve have recorded 2 more of the audio Flashing Blade, and they were sitting on Ian's hard drive, and sadly he died. So we'll never get them.
Oh,
So
And
there we go.
as I say, I've got a Vidiprog that I never did.
Ooh, is it edited?
No.
Fair enough. Right then. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Why don't we just put it out unedited so people can see? Oh, that's what this is.
weaving in and out.
Right. My week, not been that busy, to be fair. I've achieved a few things, which for me is good. There were a couple of incidents, however. First of all, yet again, I got given my discount for being over 60 at Iceland.
There, Gran.
I'm 54.
There, old girl. You'll be okay.
1,000.
That's what
54,000.
that's what it
Oh,
says
no,
in
no,
dog years.
No,
In dog
because
years,
I've now
right.
gone in there and started asking them for it. Fuck them. If they're going to give it to me, it's only on Tuesdays, apparently. 10%
There's
discount
like
for old people.
398 in people years, right?
Dear.
54 in dog years and 398 or something, I think, in people years.
He's off on one tonight, have you noticed?
No.
He's having a good little babble to himself. Bless him.
Yes,
It's
happens.
Sweet.
I'd check and see if there was
So are you using base 8 math for that, or
base 11, right? No, base 3, I'm sorry.
We went decimal in, I think it's
Very big numbers.
1971, love. Right, so, the other thing, and you lot don't know about this just yet, I had a fall this week. I do, unfortunately. However, this fall, and I'm sorry about the mental image, I was naked, and there we go, that's for your wank banks.
Put that in the spank bank. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
And I...
hang on, I gotta claw out my good eye.
Okay.
I won't
And-
need this where I'm going.
Anyway, I fell over ass first into the cat litter tray.
You what?
I
Say
fell
that
over
again?
ass first into the cat litter tray.
Wow.
Nice.
Rolled across it like this.
Was it full?
Well, the good thing is, I have a dog for that.
Did you come out looking like you fell into a vat of fresh Tootsie Rolls or something?
It'd be like, can't I fall into something nice?
I mean, at
No,
least the turds
definitely
would have
not.
cushioned your fall.
Right. I mean, just think how hard your cats have been pooping in that all week, knowing you were going to fall on there and doing their best to
Excuse me,
cushion your
all week?
fall.
All week? No. I don't
I'm
need
sure.
all week.
I'm sorry, all month. My apologies.
Thank you. But aside from that,
Now, how dare you deprive your dog of the cat-flavored treats?
The nutritional value of those cat snacks. Right.
Sick.
I'm just
It's absolutely
saying. Poor
sick.
dog.
Retta is currently retching behind her desk. To be fair.
Smart lady.
Siobhan,
Yes, my love.
there's something a little bit weird with your voice this week. Your microphone seems a bit sort of
Keep
muted.
going in and out.
It's
Yeah.
odd.
How's that?
It's like you're coming
It's
over on a
hollow.
radio.
Yeah, it's hollow.
Yeah.
Do you have your microphone settings correct?
I will slap you, Brian.
Legit asking. You fell into cat litter. You don't know what might have happened.
Just
Fuck.
saying.
That's going to be the
You
answer
could have
now,
some
isn't
brain
it?
damage
Every
or
time.
something.
I have not touched anything else. So just let me have a little look at audio. It should just be exactly the same as...
Maybe it's my imagination.
No, she does sound far away.
No. It's been doing a weird
No, I'm
kind
just
of,
very small.
it feels like it's like a Doppler effect on my end, like in and out, kind of coming and going.
How very strange. I'm going to need to hear... No, hang on. We can do a test here. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Right then, so this is me doing talking, waiting to see if I'm coming and going. Right, let's just go like that. Up. Okay. Right, it's obviously a Discord thing, because I've just recorded myself saying something, and it's fine. So it's a Discordy thing. I can only apologise. Like I say, no settings have changed, so we'll have to wait and see. I mean, was it like that last night? Yeah. I saw. Ichiban. Don't do that to your dog. Don't do it. Oh, the poor dog. That's true. Yes. So, I had nothing much happen. News. 2 episodes. Shush. 2 more episodes of Sandman have dropped. On Netflix. No one was expecting them, and they suddenly turned up. No spoilers. I can't really remember much about it anyway. Well, so did I. I absolutely loved it. It's... any other news? Om Dominus ad nauseum. Oh, I might order some later. You're allowed? it's not for us to... Charlotte, look, it's Charlotte. Ah, dear. Socks is up there. I've got a slightly ill cat. I say ill, I don't know what's wrong with him. But we're going to the vet this week. No, love. No. Just no. No, moving on. The heat's hit him a bit hard, I think. He started sitting out in the garden meowing an awful lot just for no reason whatsoever. And then I wouldn't see him for a day, and then finally, when I did get him in, he's skin and bone. He's staying in the bathroom, mainly falling asleep in the bathroom sink. Still eating, I just think I wonder if it's gone to his head a little bit, if I'm honest with you. So I had to make an appointment for the cat flea treatment, because it's been so long since I've taken a cat down there, they need to see a cat to do it. So I'm going to take Chestnut and see what they say. Yeah, it gets a little spot on at the back of the neck. You get a packet of it. Oh, well, some of it is over here. Some of it has to be prescribed over here. It's interesting. Here is my grandmother. Would you like to teach her to suck eggs? I wouldn't be at all surprised she's dead. Over-the-counter stuff. We used to have something called Frontline, and that worked really, really well when you got it from the vets. As soon as it went over the counter, it didn't work at all. Yeah, that's what I agree with you. I agree, Sim. Hang on. Spanky! One at a time, yeah? Oh, shit. Pills. Some people still do... Oh, well, fair enough. Yeah, I don't know what the hell... I've got the dog flea treatment. Because, like I say, Trixie's got to go to the vet on Fridays to have the second part of inoculation. I let it slip a little bit. Oh! We have a serious problem. Retta, your name is not Retta. Okay, were you able to hear everyone else first? Hang on a second, love. Let's put that back to how I had it. Speakers default. There we go.
Actually, you know something? We might want Spanky to just go, because that way we'll to talk, because that way we'll know if people can hear him.
Hang on, Retta, can you hear everyone now?
Actually, you know something? We might want Spanky to
Yeah.
Because
All right, then. It could just be Retta fucking with us. You know that, don't you? I'm just saying, is all.
She is evil.
She is evil. Yes, very evil. Right. So we did a new role-playing game last night. Brand spanking new, never been played before, as far as I know. Ah! Yes, she is. I'm sure she is. Can't I hear Spanky and Sinister?
I'm not saying anything. That's probably why.
Spanky?
I didn't say anything. I'm being quiet.
Okay. Did you hear those? Sorry, I'm waiting now. All of it did just...
It's a delay.
Reddit, can you hear me now?
She can hear everyone
Say
now.
something, Reddit.
She's
She can
pissing
hear us.
around with us, quite frankly. That's what this is.
No, she's not.
I know. Right. Fascinating. It's based on... Right, for the British people over here, it's based on Most Haunted. You have similar sort of things in the States. Basically a ghost hunting program. It's it's definitely different to most RPGs. There's hardly any dice rolling. It's mostly about the role playing, to be fair. I think that's fair. And I discovered something last night. You see, I thought, well, if we're going to do Most Haunted, I need a character, therefore I'll play Yvette Fielding. Except I won't call her Yvette Fielding. But I will play an Yvette Fielding who's incredibly stupid. And after we finished, and I went to sit down on the couch, just running it through my head, it just slowly hit me. Sinister, I'm playing Philomena Kunk.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, as role models go, she is one to aspire to.
Oh, I know, because it's all like this, you see. And it was, what did I say last night? Oh, yeah, it's darker now, which means that because the lights are off inside the house, it'll be darker inside the house. That's it, folding.
Good impression.
I don't know who it's an impression of. That's just it. it started out as my attempt at Jodie, but failed miserably. I don't know who the hell that is, but it kept drifting into Scotland and Christ knows where else last night.
Well, that's okay, little lady,
Yeah, you can fuck
because
off.
you've got Brack Zaggins, star of the show.
Yeah. just wait. Like I say,
You
character
remember to record
development.
that last night so that Adam could see it? That was the whole point, right?
Oh yeah,
Getting together last night,
did
record
you
it, and
just
let Adam
record
see
it
it.
last night?
No.
Adam did ask actually, and then he agreed with me that he actually wouldn't have time to say anything.
Love you, Adam. Apparently, just not like that.
It's okay. He's too busy watching Doctor Who right now.
Yeah.
Actually, you might be right. He's got to look at the Seeds of Doom at some stage.
That's what he's
He
watching.
is. That's what he's watching.
Oh, is he put it on Facebook or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Apparently, he's never seen it before.
no, he hasn't. I told him he's in for some fun.
Oh, indeed.
He can play all day in his green cathedral. So, news. Anyone?
News?
News. Remember news,
They
don't you?
are coming out with a new edition of Dungeons and Dragons,
Oh. Yeah.
and apparently everybody is up in arms. There are doomsayers going full tilt on this.
What is it? 5.5 or something?
It's
5.5?
they're calling it
5.7?
D&D 1.
Oh. So it's a reboot. That's what it is. It's not a new edition.
It's
a reboot.
dumb, is what it is.
D&D, Gygax Strikes Back. What's next?
They are getting rid of crits on everything but certain weapons or certain acts.
Can anybody
It's-
explain to me this thing in role-playing games where they're getting stingier and stingier and stingier and treating the players more and more shitty? No crits. Now you gotta confirm the crit. Now you just don't get crits. Screw you.
The problem is,
That's down to your games master, quite frankly.
it's
No.
No,
it's the games-
because I always look at books like that, not that I ever read them, but I look at them as a guide of
Mhm.
Yes,
how
you
things
do.
are. It doesn't mean you have to stick to it. If it's going to get
Yes.
ridiculously stupid,
Correct.
then no.
they
You
are
must be
coming
going
out with
to
their
do
own virtual tabletop. They're developing that.
Interesting.
So it's going to be interesting what's going to happen
And
to all
it'll
the
be
virtual
expensive as well.
tabletops that already exist
Yeah.
that have their
D&D
stuff on it.
Is D&D Games Workshop?
D&D is Wizards of the
Wolf.
Coast, which is just
Yeah.
as bad.
Watsy.
So it's going to be fucking expensive then.
Yeah, it's gonna be expensive. It's going to be hideous, and it won't work for the first 6 months.
Or you're...
So
But they will have
basically,
all
any
the monsters
downloadable
that's on
content
there
for
right
any
now.
game you mention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll have to buy an update for each one. So okay,
See,
you
the
get
thing
monster
is
manual,
with-
then-
They have that with D&D Beyond right now, but
yeah.
if you buy the physical copies of the books, you can't add them into D&D Beyond. You have to buy them from D&D Beyond, so you have to buy a second copy of the books specifically for that. That's called being an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There was an orb. I
Tears
saw an
for a
orb
fall.
behind me.
Uh-huh.
Orb.
Did you know?
I did.
What did you see? I was.
It was an orb.
Oh,
It's
no,
an
there you
orb.
go.
Mm. So it's ghost hunting.
Just the one, though.
Well, yes, Mrs. Wembley.
Yes,
So I can't think of any other news, quite frankly. We have...
I got a bit of news.
Oh, please, yes, please.
Oh, good.
It's not Doctor Who related or
Doesn't
anything
have to
really.
be.
That's okay.
I would just like to express an appreciation for Josephine Tewson, who died aged 91 this week.
Fine actress.
I always thought she was very underrated.
Yes, she was always the second player, wasn't she? She was always a
Always.
straight, sort of a straight man, but never a straight man per se, because she had her own humour within that.
Yeah,
You know, she was
Yeah,
always
yeah,
the
yeah,
put upon person.
yeah, yeah. She was the anvil.
Mrs. Bucket was their hammer.
Yeah.
Retta is feeling sadness from the orb.
Oh,
She's
last
channeling the
person alive.
spirits.
Yes. So
Mm.
much explained about last night, right there. Okay.
Does the orb actually? Hang on, I'm just checking my script. Does the orb is the orb meant to say something now because there's a gap?
No.
Yeah.
Orbs can't speak.
Orbs
Right.
don't speak. Only the demon in the shadows over there behind Auntie does.
Oh, yeah.
That's
The
Colin.
eyes that only we can see.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't see them, so I have no idea what you're talking about. Um,
And
Right.
what they saw next was
We have-
truly terrifying.
seriously,
You
Jess,
should
if you're
narrate. You
watching,
should narrate.
having
TV
two
program.
hosts is not going to work. There will be Barneys. Right. So,
Barney between
we've got a
friends.
lot of reviewing to do this week because we need to play catch up. We've got 3 big Finish box sets to review,
Oh my God.
and I will admit right now I haven't managed to hear all of them. I've heard some of 2 of them and all of 1. So I
I
give
got
you a
all the
thing.
Doctor Who, but I didn't get to the UFO.
Oh, that's a dreadful shame. If you get a chance, mate, please do.
I'm going to.
It's
No,
good.
I always go back and get everything that we miss. I always manage to get.
Oh, well
You
done.
know.
Anyway, with that
yeah.
being said, let's just chuck in another shall we? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Basically, what we're going to say now is, and now from the worlds of BBC television, the Doctor Who is Doctor Who, or would be if my mouse worked. I introduced the new boy to the concept of me doing music this week. I sent him a couple of Doctor Who themes and he went, "Oh, that's nice. Who do they by?" Yes, love.
New boy, is the new boy still listening or watching us?
He's had to take a break because he's been working on a script.
Well, that's a poor excuse.
I know.
Hmm.
Plus, quite frankly, he's not interested in the ones we're doing. It was the Silurian, Doctor and Silurians and the Sea Devils is his favourite story, so he was right there for it. However, he's going to be there for season 18.
Okay.
So, right then. Dr. Basil Disco, she said, trying to think back 2 weeks ago. Well, we find out he's not Dr. Basil Disco, he's actually Doctor Who. I was right all along.
Yes.
I know, Brian, right? So
It's
anyway,
like they cut out the middleman and just went straight to the Doctor Who.
it's just remarkable. Well, Moffat's always played around with the whole Doctor Who thing. Which
Well,
is fair
what
enough.
what have they done with the companions? Have they called them something witty?
Exhibition and Comic Relief.
Mm.
Wow, that's hitting the nail on the head.
So, and their genders, by the way, they're not actually functions. So, basically, Missy's got to this point in her, I was going to say reappraisal, in her, I can't think of the word, on her being good journey.
Redemption arc?
Thank you, Brian, yes. And to the point where the Doctor...
It's okay,
feels-
I translate British to English.
and
British is English.
No,
Mm.
English is
I'm not
English.
buying that.
Then you've got Scottish English, Welsh English. They will hit the hell out of... Well, actually, they won't be able to reach you to do that, but they'll slap the back of your legs, young man. I'll tell you that. In fact, you'll get a Glasgow kiss in the back of one of them.
Hmm.
I'll be honest.
That's a head.
Missy is now... The Doctor thinks she's ready to be let loose on the universe a little bit, but under controlled situations. And they land on a spaceship. In space. And this spaceship is fascinating. It's actually being sucked into a black hole. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the superbly classic Doctor Who episode, World Enough and Time. I could rave about all the bits and pieces, but I suspect the boys are going to do that anyway. So I'm going to shut up. Who would like to go first? Dr. Sinister, are you having a fit?
I want to go first.
Oh, all right then.
I have actually watched both episodes of this because
You're
I
allowed.
couldn't not.
You're allowed.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't just sit on the cliffhanger. This is a fucking amazing episode.
Hang on. This episode, or are you talking about the whole thing?
Huh?
This episode or the whole thing?
Just this episode.
Okay.
I'm starting with just this episode.
Okay.
That I absolutely love the fact that Christopher H. Bidmead would be proud of this episode
Science!
because it's dealing with science. So what you've got is a 400-mile long spaceship that's 100 miles wide. So it's basically a giant Coke can.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
That is positioned by a black hole, but because of time dilation, the front of the ship where our heroes land is moving at a much slower time than the arse end of the ship, which is moving at a significantly enhanced rate because of the proximity of the black hole.
Yeah, because the front section is closer to the black hole than the back section. It should be pointed out that's a very clever piece of thought there, using the time dilation of a black hole to basically power certainly the first part of the story. Again, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Anyone who's watching who hasn't seen this, if you've ever seen Interstellar, that gives you a very good explanation of how a black hole is. In Interstellar, they orbit a black hole. They go down into the black hole, and for them it's like 20 minutes, and when they get back it's like 20 years or something.
So there's no point in me actually watching Interstellar then.
That's not the ending.
Okay, yes, there is no point, but no, that's not the point of it.
Correct. Yeah, I would concur with what Mr. Bryan just said.
All right. Don't call him Mr.
Anyway, so
united him. He's allowed.
I didn't go to Mr. School for 7 years just to be called Brian.
Anyway,
I'm so sorry. But you're quite right. They do. She said, "Yeah." So
he's
got notes. He's got notes. I can see him looking.
So first of all, you've got this fantastic scientific principle being applied. Although I have to say, 400 miles, it's not really very long, to be honest, but whatever. And also, can I just say, slight nitpick, when you see the ship, it looks a lot longer. It should be like a Coke can if the dimensions they describe are accurate, but it's a lot longer than that. Do you know what I mean? It looks more like 1,000 miles long and 100 miles wide, you know?
Yeah, but I think you're being pernickety.
I am being pernickety, and it might just be the lens that they're using, you know, to shoot the picture. Right. Anyway, so they land on the ship, and essentially things start coming up from the bottom of the ship.
No,
and it's really rather creepy because you've got these fucking surgical ward residents holding,
surgical stockings over their faces. They've got the smocks
tied at the top.
Yeah,
they're carrying a drip. Something rather shocking happens to our famous to Bill, because, and I to be honest with you, it's pretty graphic.
It's very graphic. It's wholly shocking, in fact.
Yeah.
Bill
Holy moly.
And then she gets, basically, because she's human, she is taken back down to the depths of the ship. And bearing in mind, the crew, the TARDIS crew, have got no idea what's happening at this. They don't know about this disparity between one end of the ship and the other. But meanwhile, she's down there for 10 years? Effectively, in her time, which is about a couple of minutes from the Doctor's perspective.
Yeah.
She meets Zathras from Babylon 5.
She does? No, it's Mr. Razor. Now, first things first.
No,
listen to 2 seconds. First of all, if you haven't seen World of Love and Time, what the hell are you doing watching this? But there is a major spoiler we're about to give out. All right, so bugger
Yeah.
off. Okay,
Yeah.
if you
So-
haven't seen it, hang on, let's give them time to bugger off. Spoiler warning, blah, blah, blah.
So
I need to ask
I
a
did-
question before you carry on.
I know what you're going to ask me, and I don't remember.
Not you. Well,
Okay.
you and the other two. Did you know in advance who it was?
I did not know who it was,
Okay.
but I suspected it was somebody else, given
That's
given
good.
the prosthesis.
That's good. What about you, Spanks?
I suspected something. I didn't expect exactly that, so I was kind of pleasantly surprised actually, and I thought it was cool. But I knew there was something going on with that character, right?
I have
But
to
I
admit,
didn't twig to exactly what.
I sussed it about halfway through, and I was just, no, it can't be. It bloody well is.
That prosthesis is very,
It was
very well
good,
done.
wasn't it?
Good on you
A lot
for that,
better
yeah.
than Roger Delgado's, where they got a different actor in.
I
Way
mean,
better.
it's one of the few occasions where that particular character wearing a disguise actually makes a bit of sense.
The question is,
Unlike-
he turns around.
Unlike certain Concord-based stories I could mention.
Hey, how many of them do you have? Bags.
Oh shit! What was I going to say?
More than one? Okay, hang on.
I forgot. Oh yeah, the Prime Minister
Give me a
remark.
second. I'm sorry,
Especially
I'll be right
if
back,
if you're somebody's former Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Was he talking about he'd become Prime Minister on the ship, on that little enclave, because they've
No.
advanced and built their
Oh
own
no, he's
society?
talking
Is
about
he talking about Saxon?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's talking about
Excuse me, pal.
Bill and the fact that she would have recognised him. So the
Taken
really,
care of.
I got to say though, this episode goes into real horror territory.
It does. I was on the
It
edge of my
does.
seat, and I'm very rarely that with Doctor Who nowadays
And
because I'm old.
the music is so spooky, and that the hospital scenes with the theatre at the end, and you've got basically, okay, I'm going to say it, the proto Cybermen, right? It's fucking Cybermen. If you haven't seen the episode, it's the frickin' Cybermen. The
Yeah,
ships from
with the
Mondas.
Master, by the way.
The ships from Mondas. It's obviously intended to go and pick up, presumably, the residents of Mondas and take them somewhere else, because Mondas is busy working its way out of the galaxy, or it was originally. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, we don't actually know when this is set, do we? Precisely, it must be set
It's
pre
obviously
10th.
it's obviously set after Mondas.
Yeah.
But it makes an interesting point just by existing.
Yes.
The technology of Mondas at
Yeah.
that time must have been really something to create an arc ship like that.
Yeah.
So they're
Um,
obviously far
yeah.
ahead of us anyway.
Parallel scientific development.
No, not parallel.
It accelerated, probably
Accelerated.
because of the circumstances.
No. I'm talking about the ship itself.
Oh, the ship itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, the creepiest bit is when you've got the guy in the chair
Kill me.
just hitting a button that just goes pain, pain, and the nurse comes in and says, "Oh, let's sort you out." And she just turns the volume down.
Yeah, I know.
She just turns the volume down. So that guy is sitting there in agony, and then of course the doctor guy introduces the thing that goes over your head that says it won't stop you feeling the pain, but you'll stop caring about it. And actually, this whole episode really brings home how tragic the Cybermen are.
Oh, yeah.
They are such a tragic race of creatures because they are in such agony and torment all the time. And, it's been alluded to before, but it's kind of like they are logical beings, because if they weren't, they'd go nuts because of the pain they were in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that scene, with the sort of spooky music and the thing just hitting the pain button, it's just. And then there's another one that's busy, that's constantly saying, if she turns the volume
Kill.
up on another one, it's just going, kill me, kill me,
Yeah.
kill me, or And it's
that's
just
very close to the edge, I would have thought, for the BBC nowadays,
yeah.
especially
Yeah.
at that time of the evening. BBC used to be able to get away with Blue Murder, not anymore.
No. And yeah, I think the whole setup in this story is absolutely phenomenal. It just completely blew me away. Later on, of course, you get a bit of complication
No
with
complications.
two characters.
Sorry.
With two characters who don't seem to like each other, but I'm not going to talk about that now. I'm going to shut up.
Okay. Brian?
The theme of body horror in this really strikes home. Because the first time you see, Bill gets shot and there's a hole in her chest.
Yeah, forget about
And you
spoilers
see
now.
through the hole.
You do. Like I say, graphic. It's
Very
how
graphic
they got away
for
with it
Doctor
is
Who.
anybody's guess nowadays. These days. Fuck, I've
So
turned into-
that's what prompts her to go down to the Cyberman.
Well, it
hospital.
didn't prompt her to do it. They came and got her. They were going to get her anyway because she was registering as human, and they're programmed to collect humans. The fact she was shot was completely incidental.
And they'll repair her. Well, they did repair her.
They have the technology.
And then waiting 10 years for the doctor to come.
I know.
And all that time getting head played by the Master.
I'm surprised he had the patience, quite frankly, especially this particular incarnation. One of the
Yeah,
others,
nothing else to do.
He likes to go for the hurt.
I mean, one of them decided to sit at the dawn of time as Sinister mentioned, pretend to be a Chinese sorcerer, and kidnap Concord. The drums were beating very loudly that day.
If you've,
Yeah.
I know this was done afterwards, but if you've heard the Jacoby stories, some of those box sets, he sits around for decades
Yeah.
just to mess with people.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but the Jacoby master is the one you do not take home to your mother.
No,
No,
Because
he will kill her.
Oh no, he'll have a lot more fun than that. He will woo her. He will turn her head, and he'll do everything, and then he'll tell her, watch her face fall, and then he'll kill her if she wasn't already dead, which she is. So, yes, please continue.
I'm going to spoil the ending of
It's all right.
this
Go
episode.
for it.
So when they finally do get down to Bill to rescue her, they're greeted by a Cyberman.
A Mondasian. It's Mondasian.
A
Peter.
Mondasian Cyberman.
Hang on, we've got to get this right. Peter Capaldi, because we know you watch this. It's Mondasian, not Mondasian. All right.
Yeah.
Or have I got that the wrong way round? Did he say Mondasian?
he
instead of-
says Mondasian.
Well done, Peter. Good boy.
It might have been Missy that said Mondasian.
No, it's not. It's something in my own head.
I've always said Mondasian.
I've always said Mondasian as well.
I've always
I've got it
said
the wrong way round as
Mondasian.
well. So I mean,
Let's just call the whole thing off.
yeah, damn it.
But this Cyberman comes out of the closet and is reaching for the doctor.
I'm sorry. Coming out the
And
closet over
he's-
here it has a slightly different meaning.
And you know that he's just panicking. Look, we could talk this out. Cyberman, I waited.
I waited.
And then the doctor realized, oh shit, I fucked up.
No, that's just it. He had an inkling, but then she turns around and locates Bill Potts, and I am Bill Potts.
Yeah.
But that's the kicker. That's the real kicker. Now, Tom Parsay, you would have had that being a prank by the master. It's not actually Bill, it's a Cyberman program to say that. No.
Not in the 21st century.
No.
But they zoom in to the eye, and behind the eye is Bill's head.
Mm-hmm.
I have to wonder, given a comment in the following episode, how much of her is in there?
Well, we know from Attack of the Cybermen. Oh, no, we don't. Attack of the Cybermen was bad like that, wasn't it? Yeah, it was
yeah.
only Earthshock really, where you had the organic parts.
We know
Mind you, if you
from
think
previous
about it-
new Doctor Who that there's a skull.
Hang on. No,
Organic
we forget
bits.
those bits. We forget those ones. New series Doctor Cybermen are crap. No, they are. They're just badly treated. This
No,
is
that's fine. That's fine. But that's what they're basing everything in this episode off
yeah,
of.
it's no, it's not. It's actually being based off the 10th Planet because it's the Mondasian Cybermen. If you actually watch the 10th Planet, and now we've
Human
got it on
hands.
DVD and whatever, you can actually see the actor's eyes behind the mask, and
And they've got human hands.
yeah, and that's what this was. It was the actor's
You
eye.
can see Bill's eye, right?
So
Yeah,
that
and
is standard.
And she started crying precisely as the traditional Cyberman.
I'm not sure.
Right. Well,
That
no,
the
there's
tears
an
were
explanation for
hers.
that tear, though.
No, they
Yeah.
weren't hers.
They weren't her tears, right?
They weren't hers.
But the other thing is I'm jumping ahead a little bit.
That's all right.
In the next episode, they refer to the fact that they like to use children because there's less to throw away.
Yeah, that's an important, right?
A significant portion of Bill is basically in a dumpster somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah, so much
probably
has to
from the
be-
neck
yeah.
down. I want to say maybe the
Could well be.
spinal
Well,
cord.
there wasn't much left of the bloody sternum,
Or
was
it
there?
yeah, I was going to say
Mm.
maybe brainstem, spinal cord,
Yeah,
like you say. But I think the majority of her is gone.
Oh yeah,
brain and probably some spine, and then everything else is out with the.
And
Yeah,
and
true.
also there's a little bit of fan service in this episode. I think
A
it's this
little
episode.
bit.
Yeah, but the Doctor, is it this one or the next one where the Doctor refers to Planet 14?
But it's next week.
Right.
It's
I
next
won't go
week.
into that then.
Okay, no, we can discuss Planet 14 because it does have a history.
It's the fact that so Planet 14 has been referenced previously in earlier Cyberman stories, and everyone's like, what's Planet 14? In the Cyberman book by David Banks that came out in the 80s, he goes to great pains to explain that Planet 14 is another planet in Earth's solar system. I don't necessarily accept that. The point being that the Doctor makes reference to the fact that the Cybermen are an evolutionary kind of singularity almost. A lot of civilizations end up going down that route. So, which is an interesting point because it suggests,
Okay, boom.
are all the Cybermen from the original series from the same place? Because they don't have to be anymore.
I'm going to be blunt with. Well, in the original series, well, no, because some were from Telos.
But they moved to Telos. It's
As for
explicitly said
Planet
they
14,
moved.
I was going to go into this next week because it just seemed
Yeah.
pertinent. I stick with the DWM explanation that actually it's Marinus. Indeed,
That it's what, sorry?
It's Marinus.
Okay.
Indeed,
Well,
I think
mentions
he
he
does.
mentions
He
he
does.
mentions Marinus as well.
I know, so that's just Peter. That's Moffat playing.
But the point I'm making is that any discrepancies in Cyberman history could now be explained away by saying, "Oh, those were Cybermen from
branch.
somewhere else."
Yeah.
Different branch.
parallel technological evolution.
So you,
Exactly.
you've been
Posthumanism.
aching for that to
Yeah.
actually be the correct sentence to say, weren't you?
Yes.
I know.
Yes,
you've been
because
waiting.
it's posthumanism.
Oh dear, we're looking at years and years.
There we go.
Spanky, your opinion, please.
Yes, ma'am. All right. I'm gonna start with the science and probably just stick on that real quick because everybody made a whole bunch about cool, the ship and its near the event horizon. And one minor technical detail, which is, as you're looking at the ship from the outside, that it should look like sort of attenuated, even though it was sort of a Coke can, or like a really long Coke can, because space and time are both being warped. At the event horizon, the ship should have looked stretched out, and it should actually have been curved just a little bit
Hang
to
on.
our view.
Had they hit
Yes, ma'am.
the event horizon, the reason I ask this
They are
is
near it.
the ship
If they had
was
hit it-
still able to reverse and was
They
Yes,
very
haven't-
it's
slow.
going away, right.
They have not
Every
hit
time-
the event
No,
horizon.
No.
it-
If they
because
hit
there's-
the event
there's-
horizon, they'd probably get sucked in.
There's no return from the event horizon, so
Exactly.
they
You cannot
were
escape
One at
the
a
most
time,
powerful
please.
force in the universe.
One at a time, Sinster.
they were very close to it because of the effects, but they hadn't hit it. No,
No.
because the moment the front of the ship hit the event horizon, it would have gone.
Yeah, all into spaghetti.
It would have
Right,
stretched
what were you
part of it
saying?
in, and the rest would have
I
gone.
was just
so-
saying that.
But actually, Spanky's explanation, I made a complaint earlier that it should have looked like a shortened, but it looked longer. That makes sense. Maybe it was being slightly spaghettified.
Yeah, okay. Guys, I know we're all very enthusiastic about this tonight, but can we try to be careful not to talk over each other, please? And I'm including myself in that.
I'm the worst one for it. Brian,
Oh,
you
no,
had a
I
comment
think
to
I
make.
am.
Please add it, dude.
I think
No.
I'm quite bad.
It's good. We'll go on.
I mean,
I
it's
only
good
have one
because
other
it means
thing
we're
really for this.
enthusiastic, you know? It's,
We are. This is my only other comment to make on this, and it's something everybody misses in science fiction movies when they're near black holes and the ship has artificial gravity. Anybody see where I'm going?
Go
If
on.
you have artificial gravity, then within the skin of the ship where the gravitational field is normal, time is normal. Outside the ship, time, like space, is being warped. But inside the ship, because ship gravity is Earth normal or whatever normal, time normal for ship is normal time. The whole ship,
Oh.
because it's one gravitational field. That was where they dropped the ball. And that's something nobody ever picks up on. It's my biggest peeve with black holes and ships with artificial gravity.
the thing is, they wouldn't have a story if that's the case.
Yes, I know, and I'm not faulting them for that. It's just I wish someone at some point in some science fiction show would make a note of that, you know. But here we
If
are.
ever I get to do the
That was the
Buccaneer
only thing they
Chronicles,
really
I will.
fucked up. I mean, messed up on whatever. Go ahead, Doctor.
Mr.
Phil.
Finger.
Possible explanation.
Yo.
Each floor, each level was its own little world. Some of them had like holographic skies and suns, and I'm thinking it's a bit of hand wavium going on here, but maybe each floor had its own gravity.
And that's a possibility. Maybe each one had its own gravitational generator. And if that's the case, if each floor had its own gravity specific to the floor, then that actually would work. So yes, good explanation for getting around. Because you could warp the gravity of each floor specific to the time warpage at the event horizon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Flashing Blade, sorting physics out
Thanks, Skippy.
properly.
We
Just like we did the
entertain as well as
teleportation thing,
educate.
right? That's right.
So,
The future historians need this information from us before
did
they
you
screw
have
up
something
things.
else you want? Hello,
before they
Mr.
screw up
Spanky
things black hole.
person.
Hey, Dawn. No, I did not. You got him? Cool. Sorry. We just brought a bunch of groceries and stuff in. She was looking to see if she left her phone in here.
Right, so, why didn't she phone it? That's a fair question. You must have a house phone, surely. Bell
No,
must
we
have
do
come
not
to
have
you.
we do not have a house. Only cell now. We had one, but no one has a landline anymore in America. Pretty much, hardly anybody.
Oh, see, but over
Because
here, it's actually a useful thing to have for your credit rating.
The only places in America that traditionally have a landline phone right now are businesses.
Yeah. Now, I'll say this. It's good to have a landline because phone lines, at least in America, have their own power supply. So, like, if the power goes out, you can still make a phone call via your landline telephone. That's how it was back in the day. Yeah.
That used to be the case in the UK. However, my phone is now basically it's voice over IP, so that's gone now.
Yeah.
So until I had that switched over, that was 100% right. It had its own power, but it doesn't anymore.
It's funny you're moaning about this.
so
For
yours
years
will have-
now, I have been paying Virgin Media for my landline. For years now, it hasn't worked.
It was cool because,
They
you
sent
know, during hurricane or
engineers
something, you call out,
and-
but
They sent engineers out, and they look at it and go, "No, we're going to have to get a supervisor in," and then I hear nothing again. And I just got pissed off with it. I don't need it, so fine. I just need to get hold of you to get. In fact, I really need to do that soon because I'm going to have one hell of a rebate.
The role of supervisor
Yes. It's played by...
implies that anyone else is just a visor.
Yes.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or the visee.
Or a subvisor. Yeah.
Well, there we go, boys and girls. That's your educational test for this week. Come back to us next week discussing the whole supervisor thing, please. Thank you. Show your
It's like
workings
the-
out. Okay.
It's like the whelmed and overwhelmed thing. Is anyone ever just whelmed?
Yeah, exactly.
I strive to attain whelmed.
Oh, bless you, child. Well done.
All the time, right?
I mean, you can be overwhelmed, underwhelmed. No
Wombling
one's ever
free.
just whelmed.
Just whelmed.
Sorry, if you're going to say that, I will mention the Wombles. Sorry. Right. Achoo! Excuse me, that was a sneeze. Has anything got anything more to say? Please, Sinister, yes.
Is this the longest regeneration in Doctor Who history?
Yes.
Technically, no.
Technically, he hasn't started yet.
Technically, no. Well, he doesn't need to regenerate yet. It's the shot from the Cyberman on the rooftop next week that really fucks him up. No, it's not. You've got
I'm
Tennis
thinking.
Farewell Tour.
I'm thinking purely in terms of episodes.
Oh, I see what you mean.
I don't
In
remember
that case, my
episode,
answer
yeah.
would be no. But yes, rather. But yeah, Tennis Farewell Tour, and then the third Doctor spent 10 years in the TARDIS control room, dying of radiation poisoning from the Great One's cave before. But that's just the books. Before landing at UNHQ and regenerating. So it was so sad. So this is I suspect we're going to have many tentacles up for this one, boys.
All my
Your
tentacles
opinion,
are up
please.
for this one.
Look
I have other things.
Look
to-
at
I
that!
can
I'm
show you.
proud of them. I'm so proud
Fair,
of
it's
them.
a Bill episode.
Oh, we love
Bill
Bill.
episodes
awesome.
have been gold this entire season.
We love Bill. Love
And it
Bill.
was the Bill episode, really, because Bill gets dealt so harsh.
Doesn't she just? But again, it's the same next week as well. It's lovely. It's just beautiful. People saying that the next part's a letdown. I'm sorry, I disagree. It's different to what you were expecting, but it's not a letdown. Okay.
It's not a letdown. It's just very
And
sad.
all that down. Yeah, very
So
sad. But
sad. That's how we say it on The Flashing Blade, because that's how Paul McGann said it in the TV movie.
of all the people that deserve a happy ending, Bill deserves a happy
I agree with you. Very much
Yes.
so. Oh, look, just down there. It's a little
We love
beanie.
Bill.
It's a beanie dog.
Cannot see your beat.
Hello?
Alright.
Hello, I don't know why I'm doing this because you're not looking at my face.
Ah. I see. Bottom corner.
Yep, that's why I was pointing.
Next to the giant eyes in the dark.
No, that's up in the upper right.
That's Tom Baker from Terror of the Zygons, love. I can understand how the eyes might freak you out, but she doesn't. Right, so
I don't know, the wolf came running in here, so E.T. say hello to your adoring public.
Hello, E.T.
Yeah.
Look at Happy Dog with a big smile. How's he
He's
getting
happy
on
boy.
now without the others? Is he all right?
Oh, you know, he's adjusting to life alone.
How about you?
But unwilling to get any more dog.
How about you?
He's gonna be an only kid. Yeah,
You all right?
you know, I had Ghost forever, and Yo-Yo his little brother there, so he's
Look
down
at
to
that
one.
Happy Dog.
Yeah, he's a very happy. I think you can tell a dog's happy if they can just come and sit next to you and they're not pawing at you or anything, or when you sit down, if they just lay down and like chill, that's a happy, well-adjusted animal.
You're part of the pack. So, next week we'll be looking at The Doctor Falls. Not naked, bottom first, into a cat litter tray. That we know of. And after that, we will be looking at Twice Upon a Time.
Are you okay, love?
You can be alright.
Everything's fine?
You're going to be sick.
No?
Do you need a bucket? Did you swallow a fly?
No.
Would you like to go punch David Bradley?
He's elderly.
Yeah.
That's not a yes or no.
We punch him.
No, it isn't. It's.
By
And
your
apparently,
logic-
so are you now. So
By your
Why?
logic, if you met a
I'm younger
90-year-old
than Bill
Adolf
Hartnell was
Hitler,
when he started the
you
role.
wouldn't punch him.
If I watch you wear hood. Sorry, Sin, I
I'm
spoke
thinking
over
of the
you.
steak meter fight now
I
in
said-
Boondocks.
By your logic, if you met a 90-year-old Adolf Hitler, you wouldn't punch him.
No. He's 90, for fuck's sake. I'd grab him because he wouldn't exactly resist anything and take him down to the nearest police station.
He's Adolf Hitler.
The law has to work. The law has to be seen to work. Our way is better than theirs.
You still get a crafty punch in, though.
He's 90. No, what would be the fucking point? No, let the law
You
deal
wouldn't
with
crack
him.
his head.
my
with-
way just
I
hasn't
will.
pulled down more stairs than that.
Plus, there's also the fact I do have a tendency to sometimes have a very sharp tongue, which can sometimes drip with sarcasm.
I was gonna
Would
say,
you-
were
And
stabbing
that's
with
what
your
I'd
tongue.
use.
Would you throw a milkshake over him?
Oh, yes.
Ah.
No,
So
no, again,
lactose
that's
assault is okay,
£3.20.
but
Glass of water's cheaper. You see?
yeah, but the
I
should
don't
know.
wanna waste money on a fucking fascist.
If any viewers would like to write in with what they do to Hitler, please write on the back
when he was
of
90 years old.
a packet of "Death to the Daleks," and we may read out your suggestion if I can speak
We
properly.
might read out it, yes. And
Please do not include hentai or tentacle porn within
please
that.
also understand that
No.
the currency has changed. We're now accepting Death to the Daleks packets from character options. And yeah, that's what you send any comments in on, please, to the usual address.
What? No Eagle Moss?
Oh, don't. There are some very determined people trying to get the Eagle Moss collection back up and running. And I take my hat off to them, quite frankly. I really do.
When you say the collection, do you mean just the die-cast things, or things like the Enterprise
I don't
D and all that?
know. I don't know. I'm sorry. I wish I did, but I don't. I'm sorry. Okay, we need to move on because we're over an hour in, and we've now got 3 big finished box sets to look at. Boys, if you want to sit back for a little bit, feel free to ask questions. What was that?
Problem. Be right there.
I can
Yeah.
see up your nose as empty, void. You probably get a nice reverb in there, actually. Right, so where are we going to start? Let us start on UFO. All right, Spanky hasn't
Start
seen
with
this, so this.
I have not. Sorry.
What? Alexa, stop! Stop! Alexa, home.
Oh, the AI revolt has begun.
I think I
Interesting.
welcomed a ghost in just then when I said I wouldn't mind having a ghost.
Mhm.
I will report.
Well, that's
I will
fine,
report further on this. The ghost saga, boys and girls. Woo. Okay, so UFO, destruct positive. A little bit of context for those that don't know, and I don't just mean you guys. I mean out there in viewer land. UFO was Jerry Anderson's first proper attempt at doing a live action drama series instead of using puppets. And it basically tells the story of the Shadow Organization, Supreme Headquarters Alien Defense Organization, tautologized, and their Earth is under attack by an alien species in the UFOs. They're not quite sure what they're after, but they think they're after body parts and organs. And later in the series, you find out that actually they might just be copying people. So we don't know.
They're
This.
dying.
Sorry?
They're dying.
Yeah, they're a dying race. But hang on, because there's stuff I need to.
Do they have 3 fingers and do they come out of the chest?
Don't. I've got to concentrate on this to get it right. Okay. When UFO started, Shadow was already up and running. when this starts, the audio series, this shows essentially almost the creation of Shadow. Ed Straker is test pilot, and he's testing out. Fuck, my mind's gone blank. Mobiles, interceptors.
The aerospace fighter, right?
It's the aerospace fighter, but it's connected to a submarine. And it fires. I can't remember the name of the thing. I can't believe I can't remember it. My mind's just gone blank.
Muted, and I said, it's the aerospace fighter now. I can see it. Muted.
Well, no, there's a name of it. It's
Yeah.
the whole thing. It'll come to me probably 5 weeks later. I can't believe I've forgotten that. Dear God.
Things happen when you're elderly.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, this basically is the story of how Shadow came into existence properly once Straker takes over. The first one, obviously, it's introducing the whole concept and the characters. The second one, again, a little bit more introduction, a little bit more, this is what's the sort of thing that's going to happen, where a UFO manages to crash land, and it subs something or other.
Skydiver.
Thank you, Skydiver. There we go. Thank you. How could I have forgotten that? So,
Can I make a confession here a minute?
please, yes.
I think you guys need to know this.
Yes, please.
My son didn't eat all of his Easter eggs, and this one's been in the fridge ever since Easter, and I've decided I'm eating it now.
You
I applaud your
bastard. Why
thrift.
couldn't
Good
you
man.
have waited until we go
Good
up to
on you.
Hooverville?
Good on you. Don't let
We
that go
could
to
have
waste.
shared it.
And it's been in the fridge, so it's nice and cold.
So, and the third story is essentially on Skydiver. It's going off for its last tests. This is Skydiver 1. The other two are still being built. It's early days yet. They're talking about, because the actual base is going to be underneath some film studios in the west of London. That's the whole cover for all the alien, all the technology and everything. Oh, it's just for a film. Great idea. Absolutely great idea. Obviously, it's a new cast. I mean, poor Ed Bishop died a while back. He was brilliant, was Ed Bishop. And they are very, very good. The stories are written by Andy Lane. And I know, well, back in 2018 they were working on this. Yes, I know this. And it's obviously taken its time, and obviously the pandemic probably did something on it. But this is beautiful. It's a lovely, sort of an updating, but not, if you get my drift, of the original. It's... I love it. I cannot recommend UFO Destruct Positive enough. If you like UFO, even if you don't, you need to watch this. And all the sexism and that nonsense is well out of the window. That's one of the problems with UFO. It's a product of its time. The other thing I should point out is to please keep your ears out for the Space 1999 box sets. You see, Space 1999 was supposed to be the second series of UFO. They were going to base it up more on the moon base than on ground. They set up new sets, and then the funding got pulled on UFO, so they thought, right, what can we use? And they turned it into Space 1999. I've mentioned this already, but there have been sideways mentions of UFO in Space 1999. It is sideways, it's not deliberate, it's not specific, but there is a history there. And on top of that, one of the sound effects for one of the aliens that... Because some of the aliens are after... In one of the box sets, some of the aliens are after new bodies or something. And they're not the only ones, they say. And we hear the sound effect, well, admittedly it's a longer version, but the sound effect of a UFO. and I am so hoping that we finally get the crossover.
They explicitly say in the first box set that Moonbase started out as a military base.
Yeah, and they also mention, what was somebody saying? Oh, well, it'll be the first time we've had contact with aliens, and somebody goes, no. So, yeah, I buy UFO Destruct Positive. Listen to it, enjoy it, because it really is good. And I'm not a great fan of UFO, but this has made me as such, quite frankly. And I mean, a fan of the audio series rather than the TV show. It's absolutely wonderful. Now then, 2 Doctor Who box sets. Oh, Jesus. The first one's a 6 Doctor box set, which I'm going to hand over to Spanky to talk about.
Oh, no, you can't hand it over to Spanky because Spanky doesn't even remember what anything was about. Okay, so first, let's see, the Christopher Eccleston ones?
No, 6 Doctor, Colin Baker.
Can I go backwards? Oh, okay. Darn it. The other one was the
Yeah, it's a very, very good reason I'm getting you to do this. Obviously, it's to improve your broadcasting quality. I haven't listened to it.
I know it was the mindless ones. I'm trying to remember what it was about, but I can't.
All right, go for the 9th Doctor then.
Ask to remember.
Go for the
Reverse Engineering and Chronomancer, Plugger Me. If you don't start me talking on them, I can't start them on. I'm sorry.
Oh, right, okay then. So let's look at the Christopher Eccleston box set, the new 9th Doctor box set. He's back out in space. The first one is brilliant. He finds a colony of Sontarans that, spoilers, not going to say any more. However, they are under threat from spaceships in space. And the Doctor has to juggle things. Juggle this threat. Juggle these Sontarans, not literally, but also juggle his own prejudices, which is fascinating. Dan Starkey, who most people will remember as Strax, has provided yet another different Sontaran. It's the same voice, but the personalities. It's brilliant. How he does it. He keeps doing it. A different Sontaran every time. Absolutely superb. The man's a genius. What do you think, Spanks?
I liked it. I thought it was a good story, and I'm trying to put notes somewhere. I'm trying to find them, and it's bugging me that I cannot find them. Dang it.
The second story is set at a space casino in space. And the Doctor gets dragged in because of somebody he knows has died. So he goes to have a little look-see, and realising that these people are playing very, very high stakes for an endangered species. And hijinks ensue, which is good. I haven't quite finished listening to that one, and I haven't had a chance to listen to the third one yet. There's just too much. I'm sorry, Big Finish, there's too much. 3 box sets in 2 weeks. I've got other things to do as well. Spanks, any thoughts at all about anything, really? Or is it just a void?
It's not totally a void. I really, really just am brain dead today, unfortunately. I know that was the one about genetic engineering, right?
Yeah, right.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Is
I
my
can hear
mic
you.
working?
I can hear you, Clam Fernando.
Specifically what? There were so many shows. I'm like,
I know that it was just. Look, quite frankly, we haven't had a chance to cover everything because it was too much. All right. What I've heard of the 6 Doctor box set, with Hebe and whatever, wonderful again. I mean, I really enjoyed the first one box set.
But this was all, it was that was the 6th Doctor too, right?
Yes. Who just looks so much better on audio. It's an old joke, but I like it. But that's fun. What I heard of it anyway. And the 9th Doctor, I've heard 2 stories from. Sorry,
I'm going to ask you. I know that there's a ranking somewhere of who is the Doctor the most.
Oh, I shouldn't give
which
a
is the most
damn
popular
about
Doctor,
that.
who's the least. Huh?
I couldn't give a damn
I'm sorry.
about
Oh no, I was just wondering, where does he rank for you?
He,
in that?
well, ordinarily, he tends to
Mhm.
rank last, to the
Okay.
point where he started raging about these polls because he always comes last. And he says it's not exactly very nice to the people who've worked on the show and worked so damn hard to be told that,
Mhm.
well, sorry, but, 200
Yeah,
and
we
God
hate
knows
you,
how
yeah.
many other stories are better. So, yeah, I do feel sorry for Colin. He got very poorly treated by the TV show. Audio, on the other hand, I mean, at one point, Spanks, he was everyone's favourite Doctor when he first started doing the audios because Big Finish just turned the character round. And with his
Right.
age now, it's a slower Doctor, which I like, and more reflective. Again, that works
Mhm.
really well. I want some of that Easter egg. It works
No,
really
I
well
wasn't-
with Colin Baker.
That's good. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to. I love that. That's good. I wasn't trying to get so much where the fan base was on him, but like, where is your standing on this? Because we
Well,
have
I
Christopher Eccleston coming
am
up, and
an
we had
awkward one to ask.
we had Noonan a little while ago, and then who else?
You want me to ask me a question? I'm going
Go.
to answer it
Good.
eventually.
Mhm.
As I've said times before, until recently, I've never had a favourite Doctor. I've just enjoyed the ones I've been watching. I have a problem with a lot of the 80s episodes, but that's not down to the actors. That's down to the production. And my favourite Doctor surprised me. It suddenly was Peter Capaldi. I've got a favourite Doctor. How the hell did that happen? But that doesn't take anything away from the others. Plus, I'm always going to have a soft spot for Bill. You know that. I mean, not Bill Potts. I mean Bill Hartnell.
Yeah, no, I get you.
And like I say, it's not so much the Doctor. Plus, in the audios, his characters change so much from the TV series, and they've actually done periods of him slowly changing at different times in his life. You know, and it's
Oh, and that's cool. I kind of like that. Yeah.
he's had.
You know what? Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I
no,
did not
please,
mean to interrupt.
please.
Oh, I was going to say the reason why I ask is because the way it works for me is I have actors I like playing the Doctor, and I grade the actors, not the Doctor himself. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? Like Stephen Newton, I love him. Christopher Eccleston, he should have got more than one season.
Well, that was his own choice.
And that was, well, I know, but we got this 3 Big Finish things from him, and so I was kind of gushing more on those than on these. But I'm not familiar with this actor playing the Doctor, unfortunately, because I haven't got his because I'm trying to catch up on so many, because where I live, you can only get certain pieces of Doctor Who here and then there, and none of them are connected, right? So I started with Tom Baker, and that was it. Like, so I'm like playing catch up in so many different directions.
Ladies and
It's a little
gentlemen,
insane.
we're going to be taking a break from our Peter Capaldi-a-thon, and we're going to start looking at a lot of Sixth Doctor stories, especially for Spanky, Time Lash, Twin
Yeah.
Dilemma. You're giving me that look, Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
We've
I say-
already done a bunch of them.
Yes, we have. I wanted to get them out of the way with you and Eddie. Just get rid of them. Once they're done, that's it. They're done. However, new hosts.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, thanks.
I think
This
I'm
is
gonna-
your fault, Spanky. This is all your fault.
Well, we're going to be doing
I
Quatermass
know.
again at some stage.
I'm looking forward to Quatermass too, honestly. All I remember is like the second one in this part was they're in a clinic, right, doing cosmetic surgery or something. The next one is the guy in the time suit, right? For the 5th Doctor box,
The Fifth Doctor box set.
Chronomancer. Yeah, the one we're talking about now.
No,
the
that's
first one,
either
second
Sixth
one.
Doctor or Ninth Doctor.
We're doing the mindless ones, then reverse engineering, and then Chronomancer, right? Did I get that
What's
right?
the
Did I
box-
listen to the
what's
right ones?
Okay, so basically yes, but that's the Sixth
Okay.
Doctor box set.
6th Doctor box.
Yes,
Sorry,
the
not
stories
my
in the
bad.
6th
Yeah.
Doctor box
No,
set.
no.
I can
Numbers,
get used to
but-
it, don't worry.
You'll have to let me around later, yeah.
Yeah. Let's put it this way. I want to go back and finish listening to these box sets. I very much enjoyed that first Eccleston story with the Sontarans. A lot of it because I love Dan Starkey, and I wish Strax was in everything. So EastEnders, let's have. Oh, hang on a second, the Mitchell brothers. Close.
Were you gushing on EastEnders? Is that what you just said?
No, gushing where Strax
Okay.
is concerned, because I think he's a fucking hilarious, and Doctor Who needs him. Yeah. The best. Let's put it that way. That's the best recommendation I can give for the 2 Doctor Who box sets. I've listened to some of it. I want to listen to the rest of it. So that's a good indicator, quite frankly. Spanky, what about you?
I don't know. I can agree with you on that. That how you get the indicators. That's a good thing. I really like Christopher Eccleston. I really want to see more of him or hear more. Excuse me.
That's going to happen.
I don't know. I don't know what the circumstances were of him in the show. Was it like they leave under a cloud or something?
There was a
or-
cloud.
Okay.
Right, now it's a case of who you believe, and
Cloud or like meteor?
there's all sorts of. It's never been pinpointed. It's not like we knew Colin Baker had got the sack. Eccles was basically, you had the big build up to the first episode, Rose, and it was brilliant, and everyone was really happy. Then the second, the Sunday, we got the viewing figures, and went, oh my god! And so we're doing 90 miles an hour. Then the Monday, Eccleston quits, and we crash headfirst into a wall. It seems he. I don't know how much of this again is true. So apparently, allegedly, etc. All right.
So this comes with a big advisory thing. Yeah? Okay,
Spanky,
now, go ahead.
it was taken so badly in fandom, they had to shut the forums down.
Did they?
How about that?
They did.
Wow.
If it was Outpost Gallifrey or whatever it was at the time,
Oh, that place is
they
mad.
shut the forums down. How extreme does it have to be for a place like
That's gotta
that
be
to
pretty
have
bad,
to
yeah.
shut down for like a week or something? You know,
I post Gallifrey. I'm sorry, or Gallifrey Base, or whatever the hell it's called now.
whatever it was at the time.
It's that way madness lies. Don't
Oh
get me.
yeah,
So,
I've been
you
there
know,
for years.
The diehards out
so
there,
what
so
happened, Spanky?
Take this with an advisory, right? Go ahead.
Okay. As best we know, either he was only going to do the one series all along, or he didn't have a very good relationship. The relationship with the executive producers broke down. He also couldn't stand one of the directors, and his mental health was suffering, because he's a man hasn't been shy about his mental health problems. Bless him.
Oh, really?
No, I
did
say
know
bless
that.
him for thank you for coming forward. Sort
Good
of
on
thing.
him, man.
And then the BBC bungled it. They let out a dodgy press release saying he decided to leave or something like that. And it's a case of, no one checked with me, nobody did this, that, or the other. Well, fuck you. And
I've been told I'm leaving, so yeah, right. I get
well,
that.
whether
He
I don't
seemed-
know. I don't.
He
know.
seems to have a very explosive sense, temperament.
He's from
I recall
Manchester.
there was some announcement that he was going to be working for Big Finish, and he fucking exploded. And 2 years later, he's working for Big Finish.
Hey, but who made the announcement?
I don't remember. It wasn't him.
Can't have been Big
But
Finish.
somebody- I can't remember what happened exactly, but it got out into the news. I think it might have been someone from Big Finish actually, who
It is
said,
a- it is
"Oh,
a
we've got,
leaky
we've
ship."
got, huh?"
It is a leaky ship. I know
Yeah,
an
I
awful
think I'm
lot
pretty
about
certain-
Big Finish.
There was some kind of intimation or announcement from Big Finish, and he went fucking mental. I honestly don't know what his problem is.
Is he like one of those actors that's just really hard to work with or something? Or
He's very
as you said, he has a
intense.
mental health issue or
He's
something?
very
I'm the last person to talk about that.
He's very
Sorry,
intense, and he feels things very strongly. I'm sure you can probably find it. There's a video of him walking through a park. It's a selfie video, and he is effing and blinding and everything else like that about all the rubbish that's been left in the park. And he's really having a go at whoever they people were. They weren't there, obviously, and say, you know, this is why the world's ending, you know, blah 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 blah. He was and he let rip. He really did.
Mm.
I think
Okay.
there is a. I'm not going to say a chip on his shoulder because he's worked fucking hard and he's done really well. I don't know. I'd like to meet him to talk, not about shit like that, but just to actually get a feel for the man, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But,
No, I understand completely there. Yeah. Mhm.
It's
Okay.
it's sad,
See,
quite frankly.
when you don't know stuff about that, then you don't know to not hope, for example, for seeing this actor down the road in episodes where, you know, they bring multiple doctors back or something like that.
Well,
So that kind of thing would be
Eccleston has
unlikely.
said no, it's not going to happen. However,
But he did Big Finish.
whilst
So.
it may not happen for the television, and obviously we know nothing about that, now he's working for Big Finish, there's a chance he might turn up in their 60th anniversary celebrations, possibly.
That'd be cool.
I don't know. We'll have to
Mhm.
wait and see. It's
I mean, didn't they have, not to get too far off the topic, but like Eric Roberts played the Master, right? An American playing the. And I understand there's a cloud around that, but like as far as stuff like that goes, doesn't it?
again,
Okay, go ahead.
Big Finish has redeemed that incarnation of the Master. Eric Roberts was fine up until the final scene where he gets his Time Lord robes, and he's always dressing for the occasion, and he goes a bit hammy. In the Big
That was
Finish
my
audios,
understanding, right?
he is a thug. He
Yeah,
really is.
but not being funny. The Master
You know.
always had a flair for dramatic.
Oh, very
Yes.
much so. Yeah.
Well, that's the
No,
best.
no,
Yeah,
That's
it-
the Master.
You look up Drama Queen in Doctor Who, you have a picture of the Master.
But I mean, the Master, while being a
Well,
drama queen, actually does cause real fucking drama. So you know, it's a little genocide.
And
And that's
Also-
doing it. Okay.
not being funny, the Master is mentally ill.
Yeah. Batshit crazy Time Lord, right? So
Yes, the drums. That was unexpected. The drums. Okay, so that's Big Finish. We finally got there. It's only an hour and a half in. Well done, us. Yeah. Next up, Space Above and Beyond, which I forgot to watch. So,
Oh.
Which episode was it,
Brian,
by the way?
Space Above and Beyond, please.
Which episode was this again?
I think episode 4.
I don't think so. I didn't hear it.
On hang on.
Not
Oh,
Mutiny,
come on,
is
just
it?
because I don't
Mutiny,
watch
right?
it doesn't mean. Yes,
Yeah.
that sounds
It was
right.
Mutiny.
Doesn't mean you should.
On-
Honey, I'm talking
the
podcast,
spaceship.
sorry.
On the spaceship going through the two suns.
Mutiny.
Yeah.
So, okay, so
Can
we
you-
have
can
this
you-
ship
Hang
go.
on, Brian. Can you do this without the plot? The reason I ask this is I want to see it because I'm going to need to see it so I can watch episode 5.
No,
No,
In
it's
that case, tell me,
impossible.
did
this
you
is
enjoy
all
it?
plot.
Did you enjoy
You're
it?
gonna, you know.
Yeah, it
Right,
was fine.
That's fine. Sinister, did you enjoy it?
I wanted to talk about the plot.
I know, right?
Sorry.
Take off your headphones for a minute, goddammit.
I'm happy to. Go for it. Go for it. Seriously.
Go.
More
All
than
right, so
happy
let's
to.
talk
Hit
about
it.
the plot.
Do it.
The plot is this civilian cargo ship gets pressed into transporting the 58th.
Mm-hmm.
On board, they have a bunch of what the fuck? Is she
Can we-
doing interpretive dance?
Can we turn her
Sure.
off?
We can turn her off. I can do that. Give me just a second. I can
Yeah.
kick her. I can ban her, but I can't stop her camera.
She's singing Bohemian Rhapsody.
So basically, there's a bunch of cryo settlers on this ship. You know, they're in cargo pods and stuff, and they're transporting apparently a bunch of tanks in it as well. Cooper, the young tank for the 58th, and some of the other tanks that are in the crew of the ship. Cooper gets the manifest for the cargo they're carrying, and he finds he has a sister in there. This is important for later. The ship that they're on is being targeted by a Chig dreadnought. And they have to play hide and seek.
Just a destroyer, I think.
It's a destroyer or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have to play hide and seek in the electromagnetic
Like
field of this
two
star and
suns or
stuff to
something, right?
fake
Yeah.
out the sensors for the Chig. And they get damaged, and they have to, drop power to one of the sections, or they're going to lose the ship. Insert the drama. Yeah. The people who are seen as slaves, the tanks, are chosen to die. Well, the rest of the tanks on the ship don't like that. Hence the term, the name of the episode, Mutiny.
Yep.
Sister, what did you think of this episode?
I really like this one because you've all the guys below decks in the engine room are tanks, and they're clearly the lowest of the low. They've got their own, but that's kind of dangerous in itself because they've got their own little mindset, their own little community going, and when they find out what's going on, they're not happy. It also vaguely reminds me of a Series 3 Star Trek TOS episode. I think it's Series 3. The one where they're escorting all the ambassadors and they're being tailed by a warship and they can't quite see it. Kind of reminded me of that. A bit kind of above us.
A bit
the waves.
like the Romulan one, right?
Yeah, a little bit,
Yeah,
a little bit like that.
Stalked. Yeah, right.
But it was like a submarine film.
Yes. I got that feeling
yeah.
too.
Total Soul Hunter vibe, right? Yeah. I like that. That was good.
But the interesting thing is, so obviously they choose the tanks to kill because that's just the way it would probably go down in real life.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I'm not saying that's the morally right thing to do, but those tanks have never been conscious.
Mm-hmm.
They were never born yet.
They've not been born yet. They don't know anything about anything. They don't know that they even exist. So, it is kind of the logical thing to do, but it's fucking harsh. Even so, it's like the captain says, look, it's either them or it's like 240 humans or something or other. You do the maths.
Now, did you? Now you brought up that point. It's a numbers game. There are less tanks in that section than there are people in other sections.
This handful, like 100 or 200 tanks, or 500 humans, or whatever.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it was just, you look at it, it's like the trolley problem.
Exactly. You have to make a decision. That's the point, right?
You're controlling this. There's an out of control tram car and you're controlling the switch. If it goes one way, it's going to kill one person. If it goes the other way, it's going to kill 5. Which way do you flick the switch? It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
In the end, the tanks kind of do the right thing, but it's a really I really like this episode. It makes you think.
Mm-hmm.
The only downside, and I've said this before, is that the Chig destroyer looks a bit shit.
Yeah, it's really bad CGI for the time.
Yeah.
I mean, that isn't even Babylon 5 quality. That's budget Fox quality.
It's computer game. It's computer game quality.
It's not even computer game quality.
Right?
It's computer game quality for the 1980s. The unfortunate problem is this is the 1990s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Spanky, what did you think?
I think the idea that somehow, even though supposedly the tanks or whatever are free, they're not supposed to be making any more, they still are, and these people are still essentially slaves, speaks a great deal not only towards the human condition but also the society at the time. I might have misunderstood, but I got the impression that they're no longer making them, but they still had plenty sat around. Well, I knew they had some set around, but then remember those guys were talking about some that were born right into one of those mining colony things, and they had been
Oh,
fresh
yeah.
born there, and that like they were made after that date, and so, and that they hadn't learned their lesson when they went from the AIs, right, to the tanks, and had basically the same problem over again, only without the revolution from the tanks. Because
Yeah.
it looks like they smarted up at least that much
Well,
and started giving the
you
tanks
could say
freedom,
that's
right?
the human race in general.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
We
the
don't
human
learn
race-
our lesson.
We do not until it's way too fucking late, right? Every single time, day late, dollar short, and then you know we're still trying to get that dollar back, and like, but that and I didn't like the play with Hawks and was it McQueen, where he's like tells the rest of the tanks, don't worry, he'll do the right thing, like he's intimating we're going to save the tanks, but really it's the right thing is kill the tanks because that's the least number of lives lost. Your trolley problem, right, is like the train problem too, right? Where you see two people walking down railroad tracks. There's a child who's completely evil, and there's an old man who's completely good. He's lived a very long life, done nothing but good. He's basically a saint. The child's horribly evil, going to do terrible shit all his life, and you have to pick which one to choose because a train's coming, going to run him over. Like, the tanks haven't had any life whatsoever. The colonists all have had lots of life and done all kinds of things and stuff, so that's the morality, not just that we have to take a life, but you know, this added up
We have to take.
Added
They have to
dimension
take
of-
sacrifice an innocent life.
absolute innocence, right? And you know, that I thought was the best part of the writing there, and the best part of the show was that they were able to expose that rather than just, you know, we've got these essentially like Blade Runner, you know, android type meat droids that, you know, we're just going to cast off or something. It's not that. There was a lot more to it than that, you know. So I thought that was really, really good. That weird kind of morality interplay was kind of bullshit, but other than that, you know, if the tank crew had just come to their senses and gone, fuck it, we're all gonna die if we don't gack these guys, and then gone along with it, I thought that would have been a better play, you know, survival.
Especially after they
the
shoot
tanks.
the captain and the first officer.
And
Yeah.
after he shoots the captain, right, like he should have been like, oh damn, this is not where we wanted this to go. God,
Yeah.
okay, do what you got to, right? Take us
Right.
into something. I get that. But
And
you
when
know,
did they get a nuclear engineer on the 58th? What the hell?
I'm saying, right? Like, really, guys? Okay.
They have
We're kind of pulling some things
insane
out of their
amount of
asses.
skills in that unit.
You know,
And
here's
they're
the
just being
thing, right?
thrown
Pilots
away
are supposed to be
as-
officers.
Yeah,
which are
exactly.
afforded college degree, so
You've got somebody with a nuclear physics degree, and it's like you're going to go and fight in the trenches.
Right?
yeah.
Fuck.
Hi, we've trained you to fly this, you know, $1 billion aerospace fighter, but
Yeah.
here's a rifle.
But
get in the
you're a
hole.
nuclear engineer, so
Yeah.
It's like at the opening part of the episode, one of them says, or somebody says, "I don't suppose there's any chance of fighter support or whatever," and somebody says, "No,
Right,
not a
like-
chance." You've got a fucking crew of 5 people who've got their own fighters. What's the problem?
Why aren't they fighting and supporting? Right. Duh. That's just weird. Yeah. Howdy, sir. Here's your jet. We're going to leave that on the boat, though. Here's your
Okay.
rifle. Welcome to the
So-
infantry. Like,
this question is for Spanky. How
Yes,
did
sir.
you like West this week?
I wanted to kill him. Again. He's such a punk. I hate him. But again, he must be a great actor because, you know, he makes me want to kill him every week. So,
All right, that's fine. That's fine. Also, Auntie is flipping out right now that we're talking about her and everything. And I'm really not sure if we should tell her to put her headphones back on or not.
No, I think what we should do is we should all laugh simultaneously and go, you know, and just kind of make out like we're, you know.
That's an excellent point.
Hilarious. Yeah. Like that, in fact, yeah.
Yeah.
just wind her up a whole bunch. And then, like, if there was some way we could make her really think we're talking about her, that would be good. Like,
All right, I'm going to tell her to put her headphones on now.
that was fun.
Did you know that Kristen Cloak married one of the producers?
Yes.
Oh, right?
Yes,
Yeah, that did
that's
happen,
the show
right?
they met on. The Maybelline Marine married the producer. So,
Yeah,
in
Mabel
all
Warren.
how did we rank? How do we rank this episode?
I
Good
give
one.
it a thumbs up.
Good one. Excellent.
Can I just
Back to you,
say-
Auntie.
Can
Good
I
writing.
just say, firstly, how proud I am of you three? No, I am, because whenever I turn around to Brian and said, "You can do it," you go, no. You can do it, love. Of course you can. Have
I don't like
confidence in
flying
yourself.
without a net.
Ah, you're all right,
Yeah.
love. You really are.
Brian,
Auntie,
Brian,
in our
Brian,
defense, the
Brian
minute
was
we
in
left the
charge.
air, we just talked shit about you and then
Yeah,
called you
fair.
back in when we were done.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Brian was in charge of that whole segment.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely fine by that. I really am. And it was lovely to see you guys laughing your heads off, which doesn't happen with me. It's because the problem I've got is my attention span is so short. I get bored, and so I move on to the next thing.
You're gonna have to watch that later, Auntie.
You're gonna have to watch this episode. It was a really good one.
Must I? I don't like watching me.
Yeah, just that clip, just that piece.
Just that little bit.
Oh,
After you watch the show, watch that clip. Right.
You can give us some constructive reviews.
Mhm.
Yeah, it'll be important.
Hang on, I'm going to reply to. Actually,
you
I'm
could
going to reply
review-
in chat. I can talk now. As is
You
only
could
right and
review-
proper.
You could review this episode in next week's episode.
Ooh, there you
Ooh.
go.
Hang on.
Sexy,
I can
sexy,
review
sexy.
this week's episode of The Flashing Blade Live.
Flashing Blade.
Well, no, I'd only rather like to review one portion of it because the rest of it's got
That's
me in it.
fine. You can
Fine.
review this in next week's
I
episode.
shall do. And like I say, at the moment, I'm very proud of you, but I have got to watch it back. I really enjoyed that. I think we need to do more of that, quite frankly. If I'm honest with you, that was great.
Well, it's quite easy to do.
Now,
You just piss someone off until they log out.
Brian. Yes, I do, Spanky, but it's
Probably
for
do
your
that
own
once a
good.
week. Yeah.
It'll make you a better man. So, what was I going to say? Now, Brian's going to adopt a similar routine now. He's going to turn his microphone off and review The Magicians.
Sure, no problem. All right, so The Magicians
Microphone
season
off,
1,
love.
episode 2. Here we go. There's a lot to unpack in this.
No, please, seriously, go. Go, do it.
All right. It's the second episode of The Magicians, and it wastes no time from picking up from where the first one left off. The first one left off with an attack on a classroom in Breakbills by the Beast, or the Beast,
What's the classroom?
a magician cloaked in.
Were the
butterfly.
Kids, were the kids there? Is this just a typical American day at school?
Yes, but this is a college.
It's the same thing, basically.
Almost the same thing.
You pay your money, you take your chances whether you live or not.
Pretty much.
Right, okay.
So the Beast is cloaked in like butterflies. Really bad CGI effects,
It's
but
early.
you
It's
can't
early.
see a damn thing.
Yeah.
The Beast also has 6 fingers on each hand.
Mm.
Magic, apparently, in this world is governed by hand movements. So having 6 fingers on each hand allows him to do more complex spells.
Freaky deaky stuff.
So
It's going to full dicto.
yeah, things like that.
Mm.
So apparently, the main cast, Quentin, Alice, Katie, Penny, they fought off the Beast and sent him back through a mirror, and then promptly shattered the mirror. Right now, what this episode opens up on seems to be more like a CSI, magic CSI, than anything else, trying to find out who the Beast is, blah, blah, blah. But it also cuts over to Quentin's friend Julia, who is locked in a meat locker with Marina. She's trying to... No,
Not Aquamarina. Oh, dear.
not Aquamarina. She's trying to find... She knows about magic on her own, and she's trying to find out more of it because, well, once you find out about magic, what else are you going to do with your life?
No going back.
Yeah, there's no stopping it. You're going forward. So she's being judged in this. It's a little test done by... not quite a
What's the
coven,
B?
but a group of people.
Yeah.
A brethren?
Hmm?
A brethren? Or
No,
is it-
not
it's
even
too
that.
modern
It's like
day
5
brethren.
people tops.
Yeah, plus brethren implies that there's only men in it.
That implies way more organization than this thing
Okay,
has.
fair enough, thank you.
So Quentin does pretty much freaking out for the entire rest of the episode because
As
he
usual.
and Alice and Penny and Katie previously did a spell to contact something in another world. Supposed to be Alice's brother, who's one of the missing class members. They broke one of the wards on the university campus, so that's how the beast got in the first place. So when Elliot and Margot whisk Quentin and Alice to the physical kids' cottage to pretty much lighten the fuck up because these kids are freaking out. Elliot later in the episode
Elliot.
said that he bonds fast. Yes.
Elliot.
Yeah. No. Elliot's actually pretty cool. If
So
you
was
need a
Elliot.
martini, any kind, he knows how to make it, and has probably drunk it within the last hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Elliot and Margot are hands down one of the best duos in this entire show. Yes.
Thank you. I need to just point out, can you sort out your lips moving with your voice? According to Retta, and it is only Retta, because I'm not having a problem with it, you're out of sync. But it's not you, because I haven't got a problem with it. Anybody else?
It's got to be the network.
Yes, there's
I'm not
something
seeing-
wrong. Something's happening tonight, something weird.
I'm not seeing a problem.
It's the ghost. I've got a ghost. Hello.
I don't know, Retta,
Well,
but it's the network. It's not me. Nothing I can do about that.
Or
Maybe
he's actually practicing to dub an old kung fu movie.
I was about to say, is Brian being dubbed?
I may be. Dub wub wub.
Right.
Oh, she's caught up with you now. Carry on, please.
She's caught up?
She's
Oh,
caught
good.
up.
So
Hang on,
you get a nice little thing.
Hang on.
Yeah.
So Retta says Brian's voice is out of sync with the sound,
Yep.
which means at least one of those items is in the future for Retta, which makes
I
her,
told you guys I was 15 minutes into the future. No one
it
believes
makes
me.
her a future historian.
Yeah, nobody believes me.
I think she'd like that. I think, what's Brian about to say?
Brian's about to say that Alice and Quentin are in a cafe reading. Quentin is talking about Fillory as if it's real, and that he thinks that maybe the beast came from there. Now, I'm just going to go on record as saying Alice is freaking hot.
Of course she is, Brian. That's all you think about.
No.
You're
She's
a
like
prevert.
stunningly hot.
You're a prevert.
She's she does this whole good schoolgirl thing going on.
Even
I don't
worse.
know. So
The
Quentin
baby
gives
of
more
fire.
exposition on Fillory and further through his fanboying, and we learned that the author of the books, J.M. Barrie, with Peter Pan, based the characters in Fillory and further off his neighbor's children. Like I said, in later episodes, this takes a very dark effing turn.
Can you speed up with the plot description, please, and talk to us about how good you enjoyed it?
I loved it a lot. I really like this series. There's a lot to unpack every single episode,
Good.
and I kind of
I have to admit,
it's
you're
a
selling
very
it to me.
breakneck speed
You are
that it
selling
goes
it
at.
to me. The problem is we can't see it over here. So
Oh,
There
well,
has
you
to
know
be a
what?
way for you guys to see it.
no, the videos are
Here's a
all,
piece of
all
trivia.
region locked.
Hook up the VPN and
I don't have a VPN. I don't need one.
Just so you know.
well,
Jill
apparently
State
you
does
do if you
appear on the
can't
show.
view this over there.
No, because I watch everything on the Xbox. And
You know Jill State, who is
And
that
I
lovely,
can't
lovely
use the
engineer
VPN shit
on
with
Serenity or Firefly. I mean,
sorry, what's my
Jill State from Serenity.
Yeah. What
She
about her?
is a recurring character in The Magicians. She's one of the librarians.
Okay, right. Okay,
Yeah.
Good.
Rose the
There are
engineer in
several.
Firefly.
Roz from the
Yeah.
early episodes of Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
She's one of
Not
the
Frasier.
recurring characters.
Not
Huh?
Frasier. Not Roz from Frasier.
No,
Oh,
no.
Shay.
From Game of Thrones, the redhead.
I need to. I
just
I
pulled
need to
Jill
go
State
back and
because, you know,
rewatch Frasier.
Firefly.
Spanky's
I've
on
got-
Spanky's just
I've
doing
got-
talking now.
I've got every episode of Frasier on DVD.
Hi,
Davida?
Andrew. Hey, I know something really lovely that's going to happen to you next Saturday.
Oh God.
Run.
Interesting.
Providing the silly old tart remembers. But there we go.
Run.
No, don't run. Don't run. Don't run.
Hide.
In fact, I think this should have a ceremony attached to it, if I'm honest with you.
Definitely hide.
It's a surprise. It's a nice surprise. You'll like it.
Flee.
Okay, so moving
Hide.
on.
Okay, so moving on to what you guys were watching.
Yeah, I mean, do what you like now, Brian. I like this. It's flexi time
we-
podcasting.
Well, we should have an option to press the red button to watch what we're talking about versus, you know, the green button for what Brian's talking about, and that way we can have multi-channel flashing blade.
We're having enough
That
tech
would be
trouble as it
cool.
is this evening.
When you say red button, I thought for a minute you meant that British show where they flip them over in a chair backwards and they get tossed.
No.
in the shit or
Wait.
something.
What happens if we take the blue pill though?
So sorry, Spanky. On BBC over here, if let's say they're showing Wimbledon or something, if you want to watch a particular match, you can press the red button and it will take you to an option where you can go and watch court number 18, where you know two useless people are playing versus centre court or whatever, you know.
Right. To do that in America, what you have to have is like ESPN 1 through 96, and then you have to just flip channels to catch
Sinister,
I
we're
personally
heading-
like
we are
ESPN
heading
8
towards them.
Ocho.
Trixie, what's the
ESPN Ocho. Right. That's the good one. The Ocho.
Reddit, we don't discuss that day.
Okay, so we need to move on because we are 2 hours in.
Yep.
And I have to make
Oh,
sure
yeah,
there's
almost
somewhere
1800,
open for
wow.
me to get a delivery from for food. David Callan. Oh, bless him. He's called back in to see Hunter at the section. And now, better point out, this is the first proper episode of Callan. It's moved away from the anthology series, which spawned it. It's now its own beast. Again, it's a bit creaky. It's this is 1960s ITV, not BBC, ITV. But I think to a certain extent, certainly for my own feelings, I think that just adds to its charm. Basically, Hunter's got another job for him. He needs to identify, he needs to go and get very close to someone who it's claimed was a Nazi SS guard, one of the baddies, in World War II. And the Israeli Mossad, I'm guessing, Secret Service, decide that, obviously, I mean, the guy's in his 90s now, but they still want him for justice. Going back to your Hitler thing again. And they brought somebody over who can recognise him even after all these years. And turns out the guy is a Nazi after all. Now, Callan is very much like this. And it's an interesting thing. He's like this, sort of saying, oh, isn't it too long? Isn't it long enough? And then he sees the guy's Nazi uniform and this, that, and the other. And after that, fuck you, pal. However, the guy does manage to kill himself before the Israelis get hold of him. It's another really good one. It really is. Gentlemen, who'd like to go first on this? Please, Sinister.
I found the opening bit to be a bit of a retread of the pilot.
Yes,
I have to
it is.
say.
It is. Yeah.
Except that he is now in a red folder.
Yes, well, that's the carry on from.
Yeah.
Ryan, have you got Twitch up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it frozen?
No,
Is it
we're
working?
fine.
Greta?
Okay, it's working. It just moved for me. It
Yeah.
keeps freezing for me, so I was just curious.
So yeah, I know. At the end of the pilot, they put him into a red folder. But I have to say, I found this first episode repetitious.
Yeah, there is a certain amount of that by necessity, I should imagine.
Yeah. That said, it was. I mean, yeah. When Lonely turns up, suddenly he needs a new gun, and we end up going through all that again. And haven't you had a bath? And I was kind of like,
Oh, you'll get a lot of that in this.
yeah. But I was kind of like, yeah. I know it has to kind of replay what the pilot did, but I understand why. I just found it.
It coming straight after seeing
Yeah.
the first one. It's, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I get that.
Now that said, Callan explicitly makes a threat on Hunter's life here.
He does.
He says, "If you push me too far, I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, wow, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised Hunter put up with that, to be honest with you. But anyway,
Well, let's put it this way: he knows how good Callan is, and it's a case of he can get Hunter before Hunter's men can get him.
yeah. Peter Bowles has been recast.
Thank God. No offense to Peter Bowles, but Anthony Valentine, who plays Mears,
He's much better.
oh, he's amazing. Just you wait
He's-
to see Sinister.
I like Peter Bowles, but I don't think the part suited him in the last.
I agree.
In the
I agree. He's not very good at playing bad guys. He's
No.
got too much more money.
Yeah. So what else was I going to say? I did notice a slight issue.
Bless you.
Callan's supposed to be this expert. When he finds a Luger in the guy's lockbox, and he takes out the magazine and takes out the bullets, the cartridges. Fails to check to see if there's one in the chamber. Had there been one in the chamber, and when he had the gun pointed at him, he would be dead, because just because you've emptied the magazine doesn't mean there isn't one already in the pipe, so to speak.
Mr. Chekhov not going to be very happy.
I would have. I think as a professional, I would have checked that, and I'm not a fucking assassin.
Would have
Oh,
weapon,
aren't you?
absolutely. Yep.
He says that too much.
And the other thing is, and I'm being really fucking nitpicky here, right?
Hey!
In the opening bit, when you see the Germans on parade and you see Hitler there, and they freeze frame on Strauss, he's clearly in the German army, not the SS.
It could change.
You can change.
Change.
But you've
I'm
got
sure
to be
you
a
can
pretty
only
fucking
you can only change
committed
one
nut.
way. You can only go into
can-
the SS. You can't come out again.
Yeah. To be fair, by the end of the war, they'd loosened up who could join the SS. It was pretty much if you could hold a gun, you're in the SS. But
Yeah, right.
but the SS was the political wing. It was the Nazi Party's private army. The SS and the Wehrmacht did not get on in any way, shape, or form.
Because the Wehrmacht still
The SS
had
were
a bit of
absolute
honour.
fanatics.
To
They
put
were-
that for
they
the
were literal-
Americans, we're starting that right now in Florida with Ron DeSantis' election police force. That's how it goes. So, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Doug. Sorry.
Apparently, I heard that Anne Frank's diary has been banned in some schools in America.
I don't know where. I've heard that, but I don't know where it's
Ned
been banned.
Fountain was had posted about it, and I was there going, "What? The diary of Anne Frank has been banned in a so-called democracy?"
In some states, you can't teach about slavery or the Holocaust unless you can
Critical race
also
theory.
talk about the good side of slavery and the Holocaust.
What
whatever
fucking good
those might be.
side?
There is no
I
good
have no
side.
fucking clue, right? But
Please
therefore,
understand,
that's their ideas.
I am
that
not
way,
tarring
you can't talk
everybody
about
with
it
the same
then.
brush. All right, I appreciate you are nothing like that, you two, or Retta, or
Yeah,
whatever.
I
I tend to keep nice Americans around me.
we despair for our nation.
It's coming.
It might be coming over here. We're certainly looking. Well, we're having a summer of discontent. We may end up with another winter of discontent. There's so many
Yeah,
strikes
we won't
going on
have,
because
like,
of people need more wages because of the inflation. It's gonna become a nightmare. And the two people who want to be prime minister are, well, they're extreme right.
Well, the problem with the current campaign to become the next PM is literally everything else is getting ignored.
Yes, very much so. Quite right too.
We are currently a driverless government.
Yep, totally. Because Boris has had enough. Fuck you. You don't want me. I'm going to do bugger all. I'll just sit
To be
here.
fair, we did bugger all anyway.
Well, we had parties. We know that much.
Apparently, he could throw
Okay,
a hell
let's
of a
try and
party,
get this
right?
back on track.
and get it
Sinister,
back.
please continue. Apart from your complaints.
Yeah, my only other issue, and I know Callan was wavering throughout the whole episode, but his sudden decision to give the guy another jacket where there was another suicide pill was very, oh fuck it, just kill yourself, you know?
Did he
It
know?
was
do
a
you
bit-
think?
Huh?
Did he know? Do you think, Callan?
Did he know?
That
He
pill's
handed
in
the
there?
guy a jacket
Yeah,
with the
but
pill
did
clearly.
he know the pill was in there?
Yes.
Callan.
You could see it. Yes,
He gave it to
100%.
him
Okay,
because
thank
it
you
had the
very
pill in
much,
it.
thank you.
Yeah.
100%. And he
People
turned
need
and he
to know
turned
this.
away. He turned away because he knew what was going to happen. And I thought it was almost like somebody thought they were writing the episode and they thought, shit, I got 30 seconds. He commits suicide.
Actually, I think that's quite fitting with Callan's character, as you will see. It's early days yet.
I have a theory about that. I'll share with you when it's.
I'm done. So Spanky, theorize away.
My theory was that was him telling his boss, "Fuck you,"
Yeah.
because he threatened to kill him, and then he fucked back, and this is the game of them screwing with each other. Basically, that's him going, "Fuck you," and I didn't like that Israeli guy either. Screw you too. You know, like basically Callan telling everybody, "Fuck you. I'll work for you, yeah, but I'm not your bitch." That was
I'll do it
kind
my
of
way.
to put it crudely like that. Right, I'm going to do it my way. You don't like it? Don't call me anymore, right?
Yeah,
So
fair
I
enough.
thought that was for Iwa Wuwa. That was his, Callan moment. You know what I'm saying?
You've got
Like
so
his
much more
like a
to
doctor
say.
moment. That was his Callan moment. I think his first real Callan moment.
You've got, like
But
I
that's
say,
me.
you've got so much more to enjoy. You really do. There's so
Well,
much
yeah,
coming
that's
up.
further down the series though. But this is only
I
like
know. I'm just basically
first-
teasing you with it.
their second episode, right, of the regular season or something.
It's the
So,
first
yeah.
episode of the series. There was
Right,
a pilot,
first of the first
a
season,
backdoor
right, yeah.
pilot beforehand.
With something theater where they would test stuff out,
Armchair
right?
theatre, yeah.
Yeah, armchair theater. That's right. I think it's a great idea for shows. I like that idea.
They
That
keep
needs to be
trying
instituted
something like that.
worldwide,
Normally with
yeah.
comedies, and it's a case of, no, don't do it with comedies, do it with proper dramas. Trouble is nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
most dramas are either about the police. Actually, that's about it. The police.
Well, you
There's-
get it from
there's-
shows like Saturday Night Live. Sometimes you'll get a
there's-
breakout comedy from a skit, but that's it.
There's two types of police show these days. There's your procedural police thing where everything's super detailed, or you've got your maverick cop.
Oh no! Has he got 24 hours to solve the case?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
God damn it! You were told to stay away from this case.
That hasn't changed over the years, to be fair. Did you enjoy it, gentlemen?
Yes.
Sin?
Yeah.
Don't sound particularly convinced. Are you hovering?
It's the necessary repetition that got to me.
No. Fair comment.
I've
It
seen
couldn't be
this
helped, but
before.
fair comment.
I mean, it helped that there was a little bit of location work.
Yeah, don't worry. I think that's the first time. That's the only time we're going to get that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're going to have times with him having to use the firing range or whatever. But
Also, I assume he must be a pretty bloody good accountant to remain undercover as an accountant.
Right? He must be really good.
Well, it's all math, so.
Right?
so
I guess that's it, right? The sniper math goes right into accounting math, apparently. Yeah.
Trajectories
statistics
and
into
Pythagorean theorem too. Yeah.
bullet velocity and powder charges and yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Collating bills and stuff. You got it. That's it.
So, we're doing all right here with Callan, apart from Brian. But Brian's having a whale of a time in his own world, which I'm more than
I'm doing
happy
fine.
about. No, that's fine by me. I don't care. That's great. God, I've become so relaxed on this show. Tom Passe, I'd be going, no, we need to do this. No. I've changed.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
changed.
that would be
That's
What
what
was
happens in
it?
your dotage,
Yesterday?
darling.
Yesterday.
no, the other show. The oh fuck. Life on Mars.
Oh, right. The one you've tried to block from your mind but can't.
Yeah.
All righty. That's another reason I miss Eddie. I can't sing rings on your fingers and bells on your toes anymore. It's not the same without Eddie screaming. It just isn't. It was a lovely accompaniment. I miss Eddie. I miss him a lot. Right. So, Sinister, what are you doing next week?
Don't know.
Okay, well, next Saturday you're in Crawley. Because you're meeting me, Adam, and the new boy.
Tell the new boy said hi.
Trust me.
I'm
you're
still
gonna-
dying to hear that.
Yeah.
impersonation.
That's going to happen on next Saturday. And Brian, he's going to do Brian as well.
Oh
We like
Jesus.
the new boy. We really hope.
I
we
don't
get to
have
see
an
the new boy on here.
impersonation.
Are you saying
Okay.
essentially you're just a
I don't have an
cardboard cutout
impersonation.
character?
Yes.
You stand him up, take a picture next to him, and move
I
on.
think
Right.
that is part of your very character itself. You can do it. I mean, Christ Almighty, they made a spitting image puppet out of John Major, so they can do something with you.
I'm
What
just
is
saying.
Lovely peas. Well, wait and see what he does. So yeah, me, Adam, and Sinister are meeting up with the new boy on next Saturday for
That's cool.
something to eat, and I don't know. None of us drink apart from the new boy, and he sort of said, "Well, if you
Pass on our greetings, then. That's all.
So there's that. Brian, what are you doing this week?
Getting older.
Oh no, entropy increases.
One step closer to death. There you go, Brian. Good job.
Yet another trip around the sun.
Don't stop.
So is it
watching.
his birthday then, Retta? This week?
No.
Give us the
No.
exact date.
Don't
please,
listen
Retta.
to that
Yeah,
woman.
happy
She's
birthday,
mentally
Brian.
deranged.
Please,
Yeah,
I'd like
mhm.
the exact date, please, Retta. Thank you very
What
much.
day was it? I can't remember.
Exact date,
Uh,
please, Retta. Hurry up, do typing.
Wednesday, right?
The 27th of August, not the 8th of the 27th month. The 27th of August.
Yes, the 27th month. Didn't you know we expanded the calendar? You're at the restaurant.
we do that.
Yeah.
Well, we used to have that, then we switched to decimal.
Yeah.
Actually, it would be.
It's one of the months named after Trump.
Yeah.
They're
some
trying
Some of them
to.
are actually. Right?
Oh, you're kidding? No,
Yeah.
actually, I wouldn't be at all surprised. Right. So, okay. Right, Spanky, what are you doing?
I am going to desperately try and survive our next period of thunderstorms. I think I better hope the house doesn't float away.
Remember,
That's
if the
pretty much it.
radar image shows a hook, get under fucking cover, Brian.
Oh, goes. We're used to tornadoes and stuff, and mostly hurricanes, but you know.
Auntie knows
Let's see what it
it.
is.
You
We have
didn't
to
even
swim for it. We'll
notice
swim
the
for it.
thunderstorm that was going on outside while we were doing our broadcast.
Obviously, you're double glazing.
Yeah.
Very good.
I think that's why my video was screwing up, because we're getting the thunderstorms here, and it's really
Oh, I
jagged.
made the same one. No, it doesn't. Okay, what am I
Jacking
doing
up
this
my
week?
quality video.
What are you doing this week?
I've got to go and have a prick
What
put
you
in my
want?
bottom on Tuesday.
In the
Tuesday
prick
morning.
put in your bottom.
Yeah,
Did
Are
Are
really
you
say
getting your
you're
car
gonna
ready
prick
for the trip?
Put in your bottom.
Patience. We'll get there. I know you're excited, but we'll get there. And then in the afternoon, I'm taking the cat to the vets. Friday, I'm taking the dog to another vet's. Long story. I don't know if anything else is happening during the week. Oh, I might be going to Adam's or playing Diablo Immoral with Adam.
Hmm.
I have to wait and
I
see.
think
Ugh.
you need to play with Bopey.
I do.
Loretta. I must be hearing stuff, because I could swear I thought you said you were getting a prick put in your bottom.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, hey, never mind.
No,
Oh,
Retta, you
no,
you
no,
will
no,
be
no,
getting
no, no,
some.
no, no, no,
no,
They are
no.
coming at you.
No, sorry. I do apologise. That's not till the beginning of September. No, I'm having a prick put in my arm and they're leaking me. So...
I don't know.
When you say that word,
I
it
gotta
means a
unpack
totally
that.
different
Yeah.
thing over here.
Oh, it means the same over here. I
In
know
English,
exactly
that means
what I'm
something
doing.
else. Yeah.
I know
Okay,
what I'm
just
doing.
saying.
I'm not after full you look. I don't know. Right.
Okay.
And then Saturday, like I say, we're meeting up and whatever. So, next
Alrighty
Friday, this Friday coming up, Two Fan Dinosaurs, 9 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. Eastern, and that obviously will be ported over to YouTube. We will be looking at the leg end of Jodie Whittaker's era. Sorry, Legend of the Sea Devils.
All right, she starts.
And then next Sunday is the Flashing Blade. Well, we will be looking at The Doctor Falls.
Will we be having Flashing Blade?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the following week, which Simpson and I need to discuss anyway.
That's okay.
I can't remember the box set. Oh, the Gallifrey War Room. It's basically Time War and Gallifrey. I think that's the box set we're getting this week. So we'll look at that. I'll introduce Spanky to the concept of Narvin.
I like Nardole.
Narvin.
Oh, no.
He's a dodgy
Irvin?
celestial intervention agency person.
Well, like the Doctor's Q or something?
No, Doctor's not in this one. Leela is, though.
Oh, okay.
So, episode 3 of The Magicians, episode 5 of Space Above and Beyond, and episode 2 of Callan. What's the matter with him now?
Love the fact that you're just writing it in now.
What's the fucking point not to? It's a selling point. Yeah, we're looking at The Magicians as well. You know.
Right.
Sorry,
I meant to
life
ask you
gives you
something
lemons,
too, Auntie,
mate.
and you'll have to explain it to me later.
Make lemonade.
About the Eccleston Big
Well,
Finish
I've
thing.
said what
I had
I know.
a question I meant to ask you. No, I like Billie Piper as a companion. Why wasn't she a companion in there? There was a companion type
In
person,
where?
but I didn't.
I'm sorry, in where? Companion?
In the Eccleston Big Finishes?
This because it's set before Rose.
Is it before that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pre-Rose.
I thought he
Post
like,
8.
Okay, I don't know what the gap
9.
is between his regeneration and meeting Rose. How long was that?
Kind of
I
true.
don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
If you're gonna,
I have no idea.
it counts.
You know, tell me.
Right, okay. We're having 3 conversations at once here, and there's only 2 of us speaking.
My bad.
That's
Right,
all
two
right.
of those
No. You, they might do something with Rose. The thing is, that Eccleston period on the telly is just perfect as it is.
Yes.
It's got a lovely through arc and character development and this, that, and the other, and it's just right as it is. Don't fiddle with it.
Well, she turns into a vampire or something I hear later on or something like that.
Oh,
I
that's
don't know.
in the comic book.
Whatever is.
That's in Time Lord
Are
Victorious.
the comic books, are those canon or no?
No.
Okay, but the books
They
are?
wish they were, but no. No, the books aren't.
Books aren't
neither
canon
are Big
either,
Finish,
okay.
technically. It depends.
Oh, dear.
Hey, look at it,
Really?
because McGann did name check a
Fortunate.
load of Big Finish companions before he died.
There's so much awesome Big Finish stuff. That stuff should be canon. Come on, they're doing some
Yeah, but
really
love,
cool stuff.
I'm going to be honest with you here.
Let's have
One,
questions and
Spanky,
go.
thank you. Okay, one, there's too much. You can't expect people to know it all. I don't. I'm completely
Okay.
lost now. So that's too much continuity there. And it, as with normal Doctor Who, it has a tendency to contradict itself at times as well. The last thing we want is another fucking unit dating problem. And thanks for doubling down on that, Chibnall. It's a shame, but they are separate entities, even though there's the odd little thingy, odd little connection here and there, throwaway comments more than anything else on the TV
Yes.
show. But I think it's down to the individual to decide whether Big Finish is canon or not. I'm not going to make a declaration as such. It's down to you whether you think it's canon or not. The TV show doesn't use it, apart from, like I say, throwaway remarks. But
I like because it fleshes stuff out. So
There's so. I mean,
Canon or
do you
not,
know
I
how
don't care.
many Big Finish CDs there are? Stories.
Hundreds, I'm sure.
Yes.
Maybe thousands.
I mean,
by
the
now,
main
God
range, I
knows.
think, got over 200 before they changed it. They stopped it and changed it into these box sets. Over 200, I think. And then you got all the spin-off shit
Crazy.
like Jago and Lightfoot, the Paternoster Gang, Gallifrey,
mean,
all
props to
that
them
sort of
for-
stuff. Rose Tyler, Dimension Canon, all that sort of stuff. And that's the point. We will be
Hear
having
the
a Rose Tyler
Matt
box
Smith
set
now?
coming up. Spanky.
Something box set. What?
Yeah, there is going to be a Rose Tyler box set coming up.
Oh, cool. Can't wait.
Right,
And
set
I'm sorry,
in
what were
the
you saying?
parallel universe.
Yeah, the only problem
Ryan?
I've heard about the Rose Tyler box set is it's about her job as a Tyler.
Well, someone has to. I mean, the universe is ending. What are you going to do with your shower? Who's going to do the grouting?
There you go.
You know? Right, Matt Smith. Interesting you say that. For the past 5 or 6 years, the 11th Doctor has been played by a young gentleman called Jacob Dudman for Big Finish. And he is brilliant at Matt Smith. However, one more box set, and that's it for Jacob. He has decided to step back from the role. This has immediately got fandom going, oh, they must have got Matt Smith. There's no guarantee about that. We're just going to have to wait and see. It would be lovely if Matt did get there, but Jacob is he's absolutely brilliant as Matt. He really is. Hang on. Charlotte's going for a drink.
Like, did they
Not
do
looking
such a
happy.
good job of catching people to carry these roles for actors who aren't any longer with us or able to do the work or whatever? They seem to do a really good job of fitting people in there.
Their casting,
Their
once
casting is
you
on
get
top.
used to how they think about it, their casting is actually very clever. We're not going for direct vocal interpretations, copies of whoever. We're going to bring out the character. A voice that's close, but we're going to bring out the character because that is what really sells the character. You know what I mean? So Trouton's Oh My Words and this, that, and the other, Bill going, yeah, what, yeah, all that
Wicked.
sort of stuff. It's Big Finish are very clever like that. Tim Trelaw, for example, he sounds a bit like John Pertwee, but not a huge amount. And he's blessed, he still worries about it. He doesn't need to, because he's formed. He's carrying on the heart of the third Doctor.
He's got it right. He's made it his, and he's
Yeah,
carrying.
exactly.
I gotcha. No,
Like Stephen's
that's
doing
one thing
with
I like about it.
the
too,
first
yeah.
Doctor. Michael Troughton will probably do with the second Doctor once he's had a chance. And, well, it's a case of waiting and seeing, to be honest with you.
Cool.
I wish I could give you better news.
We're good.
I'm sorry. It's interesting. Back in the 90s, there was a fairly large book release called I Who, which was detailing all the Virgin New Adventures and Virgin Missing Adventures, I think up to number 50 of the New Adventures. And it was fitting them all into a continuity. And I love that book. It's brilliant because I love the New Adventures. I Who 2 came out, the sequel, finished off the New Adventures, went into the 8th Doctor and Missing Doctor books from BBC instead of Virgin. And also started with the Big Finish releases. Now, I started to get a little bit lost at everything. And then when we got to I Who 3, that was it. I had no idea what the hell was going on, who anybody is, or anything. There's too much Doctor Who out there, quite frankly. No, it's too much for one person, let's put it that way. It's, like I say, this quiz I've been taking, written by an evil, demented 14-year-old, it's showing me just how much I've forgotten. And a lot of the answers that I'm getting right simply not through knowing the answer, but from working things out around it, you know? It's, yeah, you'll experience that on Saturday as well, Sinister. Enjoy it, please, because I will. Right, that's it. We're done. 2.5 hours, gents. Well done. Is anybody still alive in chat? We shall wait for Retta.
I'm putting what we're watching next into the general tab.
Okay, good. I'll put you the link.
Believe that Brax Zanigan can.
Zanigan. You don't know what you're doing, really, do you? I mean, that's the good thing about British TV. We know what we're doing. You don't. You're there standing there, smiling.
That's all I need to do, little lady.
You're going to get punched. You really are.
That's the idea. That is the entire idea behind Brack.
Trying to get jacked, right?
Right, we're going away, gentlemen.
Eventually
Please,
gets clogged.
would you please say good night to the nice boys and girls and others out there?
Good night.
Good night to the nice boys and girls and others out there. Wait, I know what I know. Good night,
Next
guys
week
and
is
gals
Rainbow.
and non-binary pals. This has been the Flashing Blade.
I fucking hate you. Sinister, you didn't say goodbye properly.
Goodbye properly.
That's better.
There you go.
Bye-bye, everybody. We'll see you for
Excellent.
Two Fern Dinosaurs on Friday. Ta-ra.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
John Levine, because you're worth it.
Hang on. That was very quiet. Sinister, please say that again.
John Levine, because you're worth it.
Thank you very much. And so we continue. Oh, I got the wrong one. Ba 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 da ba da ba 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 da.